thenicklygroup.com.
You ever wonder how far an EV can take you on one charge? Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff no problem. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get the groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your in-laws in the next county. But they don't need to know that. And the best part, you won't have to buy gas at all. The way forward is electric. Explore EVs that fit your life at electricforall.org.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
For over 35 years, the Filatowski Eye Institute has been a name in Central Florida that you can certainly count on. If you've been thinking about LASIK or cataract surgery, now is the time to make the call. With 24-month interest-free financing, you don't have to wait to experience life with clear vision. Schedule your consultation today at 407-333-5111 or go online to filatowskieye.com. The Filatowski Eye Institute, trusted, local, life-changing.
You and your teen grew up in different times, but the struggle, it still feels the same. Research shows that teens who struggle with their mental health are more likely to use drugs and alcohol. An open and honest conversation can make a real difference for their well-being and reduce the risk of substance use. Get tips to get real at cdc.gov/freemind/parents.
Do you know Mahatma rice? A staple in our kitchens for generations. It's now easier than ever with delicious recipes like cilantro and lime and all the homemade taste we love. It's ready in only 90 seconds. Perfect at home, at work, or on the go. Mahatma rice feels like home.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
Junkie is on.
The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day.
The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. Lots to get to today. From Elon Musk's dad exposed to Jimmy Kimmel returns to his TV show tonight, and the Secret Service cell phone bust in New York City. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
How we
doing? And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Record yours now at thenewsjunkie.com. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And it is, friends, a Share the Show Tuesday.
Share the show.
I know that sounds weird. I know if you're new around here, like, what am I doing? Why? Well, it's one way to show your love or appreciation, even if it's only a little bit, for the News Junkie radio show, live stream, and podcast. You can always click like on the stream. That's great. That's helpful. But please do shout out to a friend. Say, hey, I listened to this show. I think you might like it too. Find out where you can follow us at thenewsjunkie.com/share. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday?
Not bad.
Oh.
Not good. Not good.
Not good right off the bat.
Started to say good and change it to not bad.
Absolutely terrible, Sean. How about you?
A little accidental honesty there.
No, I'm good.
How's everybody doing on a Tuesday? Effing miserable, Sean. Really just almost bought a rope on the way to work today.
Okay, not that. You know.
Oh, did I take it too far?
Yes.
Uh-oh, canceled.
We're deep into the show already, okay?
Yeah,
So
we're 2 minutes into the show already.
that's pretty far for us. We've made it a long way, I think. I think we've really done well here. So we've got a lot to get to on a Tuesday, including a test for all of us here momentarily.
Oh, boy.
And it starts with our opening clip as per usual. So let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to President Donald Trump. He was having a press conference yesterday. I think they're mad at Tylenol. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to figure out what's going on.
Tylenol, the
RFK
brand.
Jr., I think RFK Jr. has some good ideas, some bad ideas, and a real tough to listen to voice. I'm just being it's like he ate sandpaper, but he was up there, Trump was up there, and Tylenol is bad. There's just one problem. Tylenol is easy to say. The other word is not as easy to say.
Acetaminophen?
Acetaminophen.
Well, let's see if we can do that a couple of times. Here he goes.
I'm not so careful with what I say, but you have certain groups. The Amish, as an example, they have essentially no autism.
Hang on. I want to counter that because I hear that all the time.
Essentially no autism?
People will be like, look, it's got to be something in our modern culture because the Amish have no autism. I don't want to be mean here. But if I'm just using my eyes as a visual autism detector, I ping on a lot of Amish people. I know, like a good amount of Amish people. Like, you know,
in what sense, though? Like the lack of social
just a lot of things. A lot of things. If I listen to like a young Amish kid,
I don't think I've ever met any Amish people.
Oh, you never seen an interview? I just watched an interview the other day with a little Amish kid. I've tried to get him on the show before. It's hard on account of the disconnected stuff. You know what I mean? But
did you open up with, can I buy some of your family's butter?
I would. It's good stuff from my experience. But these kids, sometimes I look at them and I go, is the reason why you got real low autism numbers in the Amish community because maybe you're not going to the doctor too much? Maybe the Amish people aren't like going to the doctor to see. I feel like that's maybe why there's a lower instance there. I see some of the Amish kids. No offense. I think there's a couple of them. I think there's a couple in your ranks. All right. Anyhow, that's a distraction. Let's get down to this pronunciation war.
First, effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Is that okay? Which is basically...
Stop your right in your tracks word. It's one of those. I said All right. Acetaminophen.
Acetaminophen.
Now I feel like I'm saying it weird, though. You know, like it's one of those things where you repeat it.
I said.
Tylenol.
Acetaminophen.
Who's the guy that is, he's asking if that's correct or not?
Some doctor to the side.
That right?
He's like, do I get it? That is a tough word. That is a rough one to try to get out. There's Trump at this event yesterday. And we learned that Tylenol is good, bad. I don't know. At one point, I love this line. This felt like me at a press conference this morning because I went a little over on the THC. I did like just a bit over half a can last night.
Ooh.
So I slept like a
You
rock.
are such a pussy.
I am not. I'm just
half
a
a
lightweight
can.
on. Yeah, that's all it takes for me. I had a high noon and a THC on my light night. And
Reefers.
Man, I'll tell you, buddy, I'll get up to
I went the full 10 milligrams and slept like a baby.
That's because you're like Cheech and Chong over there, man. You've got
That
a
is
problem.
the brand.
Yes, you've got a problem. You're taking in too much of this stuff. But this was my favorite part. Trump saying this.
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
It can only good happen?
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
I want to just keep that around for me, I think. Whenever I trot out a couple of words that just don't work sometimes, every once in a while.
You mean like...
Acetaminophen.
It's tough.
No, I was going to go back to me screwing up, saying that I'm not bad and just saying not good instead.
Yeah, that's your day today. C-Lane's day is like, how's everybody doing on a Tuesday?
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. This seems like it seems like it's 2:00 in the morning. And you're with your buddies, and you're like, let's go do a beer run.
Okay, all of that.
One more 12-pack deep, and somebody goes, should we do this?
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Totally.
I think that's just the truth there.
Now, your scenario makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
He's having a press conference as the acting president of the United States of America. And I don't believe he does THC seltzers.
He's talking about Tylenol and autism. And then afterwards, if you watched, it was like, pick your network to see if this is actually a danger to you. MSNBC was like, it's fine. It's good. No problem.
Research gets better. And just a few years ago, one of the largest, best quality research studies ever done, 25 years in Sweden, looked at siblings, one exposed in utero, the other not, to Tylenol. And what did that find, Anna? When controlling for genetics, family history, maternal, paternal age, known risk factors for autism, that there was no link.
All right. No link. We good. No problems.
Is this man
with
being
that.
held against his will because it's very quiet and he just wants to make sure to get this message up before they come in.
You know what? You know when you go to the doctor's office and you feel like you're in the room waiting for a while?
Mm-hmm.
That's what your doctor's doing. He's on cable television in the next room.
Nice.
Yeah, he's doing a little interview on cable television. And then you tune over to Newsmax. Yeah, he's in a Zoom room.
They axed one of the patient treating rooms to turn it into a Zoom room.
Not Newsmax, News Nation. And I'm like, all right, well, I've just learned that Tylenol is fine if I happen to get pregnant.
Look at the 100-yard stare on Cuomo here.
Yeah, you have that because he's hearing about Tylenol from a different angle.
So Harvard does a review of previous studies.
All right.
And they came up with what I would term as a layman, right, because I'm not a clinician, as a split decision in favor of studies that found that Tylenol may have an association with negative effects, including potential forms of autism.
Oh, no!
This research is not a split decision, as you described. 27 studies found an association between prenatal use of acetaminophen and autism. And there were 13 studies that went the other way, but the authors concluded that
I don't know what to believe anymore. It's bad. It causes autism. It doesn't cause autism. This is the problem. We get market confusion. Nobody knows what's what. Even over on Fox News, they were like, what's...
Also, Undaunted will not be stopped
I don't care what. There's no political benefit of today.
No, this is not. This doesn't help anyone. Yeah, like if it's not true, it doesn't help. It makes everybody look bad. So donation. Why would you do it? That's my point.
So, they're saying this doesn't really help anybody. There's not much to this. Why are we doing this? I don't know, but I'm gonna say that right now, Tylenol, you put it in the question mark box. And if you have a really bad hangover, you take the Tylenol. That's not right?
No, that's not right.
This is why I should have started with the disclaimer. I am not a clinician. I am not a doctor. I'm sorry about my advice.
Do you take Tylenol for hangovers?
I don't take anything for hangovers.
I'm an ibuprofen kind of gal.
Yeah, ibuprofen is the way to go.
Courtney will take like 7,652 Advil, and I will go, no, I don't like taking pills that I don't have to, even though that makes no sense because I take a lot of pills that I don't have to. And I say I will
just don't want to do something you're told to do.
It's not that. She's not telling me to do it. She goes, how you feeling this morning? I'll be like, I'm a little hungover. I don't feel great. And she'll, you want me to get you some Advil? I'll be like, no. For some reason, I think I should punish myself with it. I don't know. And when you're pregnant, I don't want to put that on you because that's the big issue. They're saying when you're pregnant, Tylenol, be a little easy on it. I would suggest maybe don't take a whole bottle of Tylenol when you're pregnant. But I don't know.
A good idea.
Not supposed to take any NSAIDs or like ibuprofen or any of those.
Any what? NSAIDs?
NSAIDs. NSAID. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug.
Oh, damn.
I said a what?
See, the further we get away from it, the harder it becomes.
But you know what kind of sucks is being pregnant and you need something to relieve just whatever little pain or a lot of pain that having a baby inside your body.
Especially when you're trying to get rid of that hangover when you're pregnant. You know?
The worst. Pregnancy hangovers are so much worse than regular hangovers.
Sure, yeah, it's a problem. That's absolutely a problem.
So yeah, you're not supposed to take ibuprofen, so you have to take Tylenol for a headache now they're saying just for a fever.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not pregnant, you should not, and you're hungover, you should not be taking Tylenol because Tylenol is not.
Don't
great.
Tell me what to do.
Tylenol's not good for your liver. So if you're hungover, you've already done a lot of stuff that's not good for your liver. You shouldn't do more.
My liver is fine. I've taken all of the things that you told me I could take to boost my liver, so I feel like I have a bit of a shield going on.
Which one did I tell you about boosting your liver?
I don't remember. But I take a couple
you take it.
I know that I take it. I hear things. I'm like, I don't know. C-Lane's numbers went down, so take a little fish oil, a little this, a little that.
That's not the.
I know fish oil's not the one. That's why I didn't say it. But I take other ones too. All right, leave me alone. Here's what we're gonna do, folks.
Courtney, just take a picture of his pills and so we can see which ones are which.
No, I definitely don't do that because they're in the old man Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday thing, and I don't want that out there in the world. So it looks like Jimmy Kimmel's
buy more milk thistle to put in them.
That's milk thistle. I got that. I got the this. Yeah, I got
it.
Yeah. I got milk thistle.
Said what?
Yeah. When we come back, Jimmy Kimmel, that was announced yesterday, will be returning tonight. But what will he be saying? Will he reference the original statement? Will he move past it? Is he going to triple down, double down, quadruple down? We've got some insight as to what's going to happen there, some statements from the network, and a whole lot more on a very busy show. We're working on lots of fronts today, so stay with us and have some fun. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-749.
Good morning.
On I-4, if that's part of your commute, you're going to run into some familiar delays eastbound between Osceola Parkway and Apopka Vineland Road. Ongoing construction, slowing down traffic on I-4 eastbound, approaching San Luis.
By the way, folks, quick note for you.
Instant oil change traffic tip line at 866-676.
Trump just had a fun time at the United Nations, and I've got some great clips, some hilarious stuff. He was very upset. Things were breaking. He was upset that the teleprompter broke. He was upset that the elevator broke. It's pretty hilarious. And we'll go over those and see what Trump had to say in just a bit on the show. Aren't quite a few stations not airing Jimmy Kimmel? Yes, that is correct. Sinclair stations have said that they are not going to air Kimmel tonight, at least. I don't know what the long-term plan is for them, but they're airing some sort of news program in the absence of Kimmel. We don't know about Nexstar yet, believe it or not, even though it's only 12 hours away. But we're going to look into all the statements. We're going to look at all the drama. What's Jimmy Kimmel going to be saying in the monologue? We'll explore all of that in just a bit on the show. Known Badger says, Sean, did you notice how they want women to take some folinic acid or something? Is it folic acid? Because it's safer, but it's a product Herb sells, which is owned by Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz is a kook. That was clear to me when he had his show. Dr. Oz is like most television doctors, full of shit. Sinclair, the company that makes its news anchors read the same script, doesn't like Jimmy Kimmel. Fancy that. Dan, that is it's not a misnomer necessarily, but it's a partisan tool used by people who don't like Sinclair. Sinclair is one of the few targets in the media landscape where you could say there's right-leaning motivations behind some of their moves. So of course, the people who have literally every other media outlet giving them their opinions back to them on a daily basis tend to target Sinclair more than others. And they'll go, look at all these Sinclair TV stations. They're all repeating the same script. You can do that with any network of television stations across the United States. You can do that beyond that with AP scripts with almost any kind of broadcast outlet where they're just reading from the same AP news article. But that is much more common than people would have you think. If Fox 35 does a story here in Orlando, it goes up on their internal wires, and the other Fox affiliates can see the story and see if they want to carry it. And they can either run the package, which is a different thing, or they can bring up the script from the original story. So then in Atlanta, they say the same script. And then, in New York City, they say the same script. And then you cut them all together and it's like propaganda, but it's a little different. It's a little different. Back in a couple of minutes. Flintstone vitamins gave me a tiny ween. Don't blame the Flintstone vitamins. That's not what it was. Don't blame that. Even though Sean will cover it tomorrow, says Bear Levitt, tonight might be the first time I watch Kimmel. Here's my theory on that. Tell me if you agree or disagree. My theory is Kimmel fans equals WNBA fans. That's my theory. My theory is Kimmel fans equals WNBA fans. I think people come out of the woodwork like, this show is great. It's fantastic. It's hilarious. It's the First Amendment, FCC. And they get upset and they post all over online. Everybody posts on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. And then when it comes down to it, they'll probably tune in for this week's shows. You'll get a spike, no doubt, of interest in what Jimmy Kimmel's going to say. Mark my words, within 3 weeks, his numbers are either down or below what they were at before. I think Jimmy Kimmel fans are like WNBA fans. They don't really care. You know why they don't really care? Because who's tuning into that? I see the news junkie is not raptured yet. Not yet, but we will talk about that in a bit. LOL, what does that even mean? I think that WNBA fans are people who often back up the sport, and they'll say WNBA players deserve more money. The WNBA is one of the best sports broadcasts on television. WNBA sport is important for females in sports. And then if Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese are not in the game, look up into the stands and there ain't nobody there. It's just a fact. Look at the ratings on television and there ain't nobody watching. I think it's people who say they like a thing, but at the end of the day, they don't support the thing enough. If all the people I've seen talking about Jimmy Kimmel start watching tonight and never stop watching, ABC won't cancel them ever. They'll go, you kidding me? All of a sudden there's 5 million people a night watching Jimmy Kimmel. It'll be huge. But I think these folks are just like WNBA fans, where it's more talk. 1 minute, we're coming back live. The Rapture is tomorrow?
And with their smart sun glass option, you'll minimize heat loss and maximize energy savings.
I didn't get the note about the Rapture being tomorrow. I mean, I got the whole trend. I've seen this. I'm not prepared for the Rapture. Newsom is Jimmy's guest? Is that true? If Gavin Newsom is his guest, then I seriously doubt there's going to be any capitulating. I don't think he'll be backing down and saying, like, I'm sorry or I made a mistake. He may just go further. I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens.
Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to see all of the beautiful products they offer and check out their hassle-free process and 4 easy steps. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613.
Hey, this is Matt Jones. I'm Drew Franklin, and this is NFL Cover Zero. We're just here to try to give you an NFL perspective a little bit different. Did you see the Colts pretzel? That was my other big takeaway from that game. What was that? Oh, my. We think NFL coverage should be informative and entertaining. And twice a week, that is exactly what you're going to get. Open up your free iHeartRadio app, search NFL Cover Zero with Matt Jones and Drew Franklin, and listen now.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening.
Welcome into the world's most viral newsroom. Learn more about the show, as always, go on over to the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com. Well, the news is in, and it appears Jimmy Kimmel's coming back tonight. Jimmy Kimmel had a 1-week vacation. That was his grand punishment. 1-week vacation.
Less than 1 week, no? Or was he fired a week ago today?
Technically, it wasn't a
Suspended.
full week. Yeah, technically the suspension, which was an indefinite suspension, was definitely not indefinite, and only lasted about a week's time. But he's coming back tonight, and that makes me interested, as I think a lot of people will be, at least for the short term.
They're going to a high-rated show tonight?
I think so.
Oh,
I think
viewership?
so. Yeah, I think so. Because I think everybody's going to be a looky-loo. They're all going to tune in. I'll watch the clips afterwards. I'm not tuning in live to that.
Riddle me this, because you saw the aftermath where a lot of people were sharing that they deleted their Hulu accounts or Disney Plus. Were you able to watch him live on those streaming services, or was it just broadcast?
No, they were sticking it to Disney. You can't watch. You can watch him live if you have Hulu Live TV.
Oh, that would be smart if they did it live for everyone that has the streaming services.
No, I think his live episodes show up on Hulu the day after, but you can't stream it live.
Well, the thing that
Sean's
would be
like,
interesting
I'm not watching. You can't. I don't even think you can watch Jimmy Kimmel live.
First of all, I can watch whatever I want.
How dare you?
Yeah, I can watch whatever I want. Second of all, now that you mention it, I don't know that I have the ability to tune in live. No. I would have to get some sort of backdoor stream to a Jimmy Kimmel live, and I don't even think that's possible.
Well, it's crazy that you think that in this day and age, your go-to is a backdoor stream
instead of an antenna.
Instead of just plugging in an antenna that you can get for very cheap.
What is this contraption?
I mean, you can, but I'll tell you what, it's not just plugging it in and leaving it there. You got to find the perfect spot that is not aesthetically pleasing.
Oh,
and
I
know this because of my antenna.
Sabrina's antenna girl. I forgot about this.
What up?
She the most boomer millennial of all time. She's got the antenna going.
They used to call it old soul, but yes, you're right.
she's pulling in like those point whatever. Like you can get 29.2. There's lots of weird stations.
And
that
I tried to find a newer one where it was just like a tiny little. the shape of a mini lava lamp. Couldn't get anything. So now I have a huge antenna out the window that looks ridiculous in my house. But guess what?
Man.
It's coming in very clean.
Well, I'm glad it's working for you. You can tune into Jimmy Kimmel Live tonight. I do wonder if you are one of these people, which I contend there were very few of them. I contend there were very few people actually canceling their Hulu or their Disney Plus.
I mean, there was enough for them to offer 70% off for 6 months.
I seriously doubt there was a waterfall of people doing this. I just generally don't think a lot of people. I think people who do go on social media afterwards and like, look, here's the thing. I canceled my Hulu. What are you doing now if you did that? Are you re-upping your Hulu because Jimmy Kimmel is going to be back? There was a woman I saw who looked into the camera and she said, freedom of speech, now, of course, is more important than Disney. Democracy is more important than Disney. And she says, I'm canceling our upcoming vacation to Disney. The family, the kids, we're not going. We're not going because of what they're doing to Jimmy Kimmel. And I'm like,
that is going to hurt no one.
The little
kids.
It's
going to hurt the kids.
It's going to hurt the kids. But as far as, the financials of Disney World, there's still so many people there.
But is the woman going to go back to Disney World now? Are you going to overturn your cancel because now they've brought Jimmy Kimmel back tonight, whatever he does say? Like the little kids are probably like, we don't care. We don't really care what's going on with this. Here's the statement from Disney, and it says, last Wednesday, we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. It is a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy Kimmel, and after those conversations, we've reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday. Now, I might be crazy, but Disney's statement doesn't say a damn thing about, is he going to walk back his comment? Is he going to apologize? Is he going to double down? Is
Why would you spoil that when you could? This is true. A good...
Great point.
Ratings magnet here.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
There is a chunk, would you say handful, considering all of the affiliates that would have played Jimmy Kimmel if they weren't part of Sinclair, because they announced that they're not going to be doing it.
Sinclair, one of the ABC station owners, they have said that they are not yet going to return Jimmy Kimmel tonight to the airwaves.
They're going to preempt with news programming, I think it said.
Yeah, it wasn't specific about what it was. It just, I saw the same thing that said news programming. And
man, those poor Sinclair watchers who just got used to Celebrity Family Feud they're just being taken on a journey.
I'm the news junkie. I would rather watch Celebrity Family Feud than some local news programming on Sinclair myself.
Does that mean the local affiliates, wherever they may be, that are planning on airing Jimmy Kimmel, their advertising rates might go up a little bit, considering there very well could be a lot of eyes?
It could, but that advertising has probably been sold so long ago, would be my guess. Like if for a show that's tonight, I bet that was already in the bag. I think my guess is this, and agree or disagree. I think that what we're going to see here are going to be Jimmy Kimmel fans that I would compare to WNBA fans, where
lesbians.
Everybody got loud and posted on social media, and all these people in particular posting like, "Hey, what they're doing here is wrong. I support Jimmy Kimmel." Blah blah blah. Everybody coming out of the woodwork for this. And now I think people will tune in tonight. I think people might tune in throughout the course of this week. Within 3 weeks, I would almost guarantee you his numbers are either back or below what they used to be. I think you have people just like the WNBA, where they step up and they're like, I love the WNBA. I watch all the time. I'm at all the games. The women deserve more. And then when it comes to the actual ratings and you look in the stands and stuff, if Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese aren't on the court, there's nobody watching. There's nobody in the stands. It's empty. It's a ghost town. It's a bunch of people saying they like a thing, but then not going to support the thing that they're saying they like.
Yeah, so, is it somehow wrong to post about it even if you don't really watch the show?
No, I don't think so. I'm just saying if all of these people became today, C-Lane, daily Jimmy Kimmel watchers, Jimmy Kimmel would never have anything to worry about again. 5 million people would watch tonight. He'd keep 5 mil as a benchmark across the rest of his shows. ABC would go, he's bringing in 5 mil a night. I don't care if he craps on Trump. Live on the show, we're going to still air it because 5 million people are watching. Everything is a catastrophe at ABC. The Bachelorette franchise is so desperate, they're bringing in the Mormon wives. It's a mess. And if they could get 5 mil, if I could get all of these people to watch every night, that show would not be on ice ever again.
What were Kimmel's numbers before all this crap happened?
Oh, down into just over 1 mil, I think.
I believe, I'm sorry, we got an exact answer on this. All right, and it was worse than Colbert, if that's even possible.
The losers. I said it.
By the way, here's Sinclair says, beginning Tuesday night, Sinclair will begin preempting Jimmy Kimmel Live across our ABC affiliate stations and replacing it with news programming. Discussions with ABC are ongoing as we evaluate the show's potential return, whatever that means. And then this California state senator is saying, can't wait to break Sinclair up. Uh-oh. Free speech argument incoming again? Corporate media consolidation doesn't jibe with democracy. And although Sinclair isn't a fan of democracy, most people are, says
I'm
Senator
sorry,
Scott
it
William.
doesn't jibe?
Doesn't jibe, he says.
Jibe?
Aren't we thinking of jive here?
He might be. He might be.
Is jive a thing?
Google it.
I think so. Here's how they were doing. All right, these are the actual ratings for people 18 to 49, I guess. And the shows, all of them, all of the late night shows since 2014 or 2015 are down to a fraction of their audience. If you watched all these graphs of these late night shows, it goes perfectly with all the people who are just leaving cable television and not watching live broadcast television all that much anymore. It goes to people migrating to other platforms like YouTube and just different ways to watch the content that they're used to. Times are a-changing. And I believe Jimmy Fallon was getting around 1 million-ish people per night. That's way down from the heyday of these shows when they used to get 10 or 20 million.
Was the heyday before streaming?
The heyday was before cable. Before streaming, they were probably more at 5 or 6 million a night, somewhere in that neighborhood, from my recollection. And now it's down pretty low. It's down a lot lower because there's just not as much of an appetite for these type of shows. And you can blame things. You could say they're not funny, or you could say they're too political, or you could say, I saw the study that said 70% of Jimmy Kimmel's jokes that are political are about Trump. 90% are about the right and not the left. You could say all of these things, but I think it's just people disconnected with viewing television on a live basis and with a lack of interest in those shows.
That's a weirdly pointed metric. 70% of Jimmy, you say Kimmel or Fallon?
Either one.
70% of their political
Jimmy Kimmel in this case.
70% of Kimmel's political jokes are about Trump. Mm-hmm. Well, Trump's the main guy in politics right now.
Well, it was. I think it was over. To be fair, I think it was over the last 10 or so years. So obviously,
including
in the
time where he wasn't. Yeah.
And the biggest person who wasn't Trump was Biden, which makes sense for two reasons. Because number one, a lot of Democrats didn't really like Biden at the end to begin with, and number two, everybody was making fun of Biden in the last couple of years.
They both served up a lot of content.
Mm-hmm. I mean, some content you couldn't even be creative with. You just played the clip.
They did. That's very true. So yeah, we'll see. I believe that there will be on ABC tonight. Obviously, there'll be a spike in ratings. People will be interested to see what he says. Is he gonna go even harder? Is he going to cause more problems for Disney? I don't know.
I wonder, though, if the spike in rating, I mean, I don't think he would be smart to try and cause more problems for Disney specifically, but if he causes problems for Sinclair, that might be kind of a, like an ipso facto way of doing that. I wonder, though, this rating spike, will that be affected by the fact that the Nexstar and the Sinclair stations won't be playing him?
It would be, yes. Yeah. Although somebody who, a friend of the show who works for Nexstar, says Jimmy Kimmel's show is back in their log, so maybe he'll end up airing tonight on those stations. I don't know. But yes, that would have some sort of impact on the show's return. I mean, this has been the best thing for him, honest to God, in the last week or so. Nobody's talked about this person or this show nearly as much as this. And now, it's talk of the town. And even I want to know what he's going to say tonight. I want to know what's he going to say. What's he going to say? Is he going to go, hey,
you want that backdoor stream?
I do. I might need that. Is he going to come out and say, like, hey, maybe I made a mistake. People interpreted this as me suggesting that Charlie Kirk's shooter was actually a MAGA supporter, and that's not correct. So I apologize for that. Maybe he's going to say what he wanted to say to begin with the day after, that I blame all these right-wing people for misinterpreting my statements purposefully. I don't know. It's like a freaking Rorschach test, man. It's like a Rorschach test. People hear what they want from that clip, just like all of these other clips. But I like a good show, so I want to see what happens, and we'll keep an eye on that tonight. And if you canceled your family trip to Disney, for God's sake, let the kids go. Let the kids go.
Disney lost like a few $1 billion. Which
how
did they lose
that
it?
was the report.
When they bring these reports up, it's like Disney stock over the last couple of days because of the level of unsureness around the company dips down. They do this all the time. They'll be like, the company lost this much money. If your stock goes down for a week and then goes back up, your company doesn't lose any money. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this stuff works.
What if it was overnight?
I'm telling you, how do you think a company loses that much money overnight? How? They're talking. No, like, you think there's a controversy and money just falls out of your pockets or your bank account? Of course, it doesn't work like that. What happens is,
I would like a controversy where the opposite happens. Where money just falls into my bank account.
This ain't Monopoly, buddy. Bank error in your favor.
If I could just stand under Disney with a big bucket,
No, they talk about these things. They'll go like, Tesla has lost billions of dollars in value. And what they're talking about almost always, and maybe this case is different, but almost always they're talking about the stock price dropping and the overall company value seeming to dip. But if something goes down and goes back up, where are you? You're where you are before, or maybe even past it. It's just it's a media thing. It happens so much with these kind of stories. I don't know why they do that, but now I know. I mean, that gets people's attention. I saw that story all over the place.
I did see a lot of people post pictures of them reportedly canceling their Disney Plus, and I was like, not going to be me. Not going to be me while the child's eyes stay glued to that thing, so I can get a dish done every once in a while here.
No, if anything, you just take a screenshot of somebody else canceling it and be like, I'm with you. Here you go.
100% Patriot.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll read this email when we come back. We got this bombshell. I don't know if you guys have seen this story. I read through this morning, the story about Elon Musk's dad. I was like, Jesus, what is going on here? Where did this come from? And some of the details are wild. We'll get into those briefly as we come back. We got to talk about this thing with the Secret Service and this cell phone thing that happened. This bust in New York City with what was going on with these hundreds of thousands of cell phones that the Secret Service discovered. Crazy story. That's just one of many, and it's all coming up next on the news, Junkie.
Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
You never know just how you look through other people's eyes.
Real Music Weekends.
Hot and humid day. Temperatures will actually be above normal with a high of 92 degrees today. We'll see a 40% chance of some...
Hey, everybody. School mic activated. Hello? What? You need me to mute the microphone? Hang on, folks. All right. Hello, hello.
It's hurricane season, and if you were stuck without power last year, there has never been...
Okay, 3 minutes and we're back. Somebody said, Sean, isn't this, I think it was Unfettered, isn't this like Cracker Barrel? Did their value, company value, not drop? You're talking about two different things. What people are worried about, and when I say people, I mean Disney and ABC in the case of Jimmy Kimmel, and Cracker Barrel in the case of Cracker Barrel. What those companies are worried about is actual customer revolt. All right? Actual customer revolt. So they have to go, hey, are our customers rejecting this thing that we're doing? Whether it be suspending Jimmy Kimmel, not suspending Jimmy Kimmel, or the Cracker Barrel rebrand. They have to weigh that and say, do we have a customer revolt going on here? The rest is just speculation on open markets where people are like trading the stock. Your stock could go down one day because something happens, and then it goes back up. Your company did not lose $2 billion or make $2 billion. It was just a fluctuation in stock price. And in the case of Cracker Barrel, I think there was like a groundswell of people who do frequent that place who didn't like the changes. And I think they were noticing some actual impact on the stores, and they got scared of that and they flipped. Disney, ABC, like I bet if you saw the numbers at Hulu, I bet it was a fairly insignificant amount of people who canceled their accounts over there. So there's a difference between stock price fluctuations and that referring to the value of a company, and then a company actually worried about revolt. Yeah, Courtney was telling Polish jokes the whole time. Sean, that shirt makes you look like you lost 15 pounds. You know why? The stupid shirt yesterday, it's one of the ones that's like, I don't know if I washed it too much. It's a little tight. I haven't, although I was 111 on the scale today in fighting shape. Still haven't really lost any significant weight, 2 pounds. 1 minute. It looked like I was being mean to her. I promise you I wasn't. Sometimes she wants to ask me something off the microphone, though, so I'm going to turn the microphone off. It probably looked like I was lecturing. One sec. Ah! We're coming back. 45 seconds, folks.
Affect you for the rest of your life. Not all injuries are visible. I've seen it too many times. A client hires a wrong attorney who just wants to get fast cash.
Wait till you hear this Elon story if you haven't heard it yet. My geese. Here we go.
Wants to get fast cash. You've already gotten hurt in the accident. Don't get hurt again. Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or give me a call at 1-800-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
If you want to buy or sell your home quickly, call Nick Lee. For a guaranteed cash offer, visit theNickLeeGroup.com.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening to...
Ma'am, you don't want this happening in your family, and Elon Musk has a very, very interesting day ahead of him here. We'll see what they were saying about his father in the New York Times in just a moment. Join the show with either a dispatch at any time over at thenewsjunkie.com or an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. And the story on the New York Times website, it's like a whole big investigation, where they put like the massive photo up and, like it's a to-do. I'm looking at it right now and it says, Times investigation, Elon Musk's father accused of child sexual abuse.
Whoa.
And I haven't seen a lot of stuff where like Elon Musk has been close to his dad in the news.
I don't think I've heard anything about either of his parents.
Oh, his mom is not only on the news a bit, but his mom is on Twitter too, I think. I've heard his mom like defend him and stuff, which I always think like
cute.
I imagine my mom was still alive, and as somebody makes fun of me or like takes a shot at me online, and my mom responds and defends me, and I would think,
and she would sign it, "Love Bonnie."
Yeah, like
my dad did the same thing when we first started the show. How would you feel?
That's true. Yeah.
Thank you kindly, Rudolph.
I think if you're like an entertainer and your parent defends you against trolls, there's a level of like, that is so sweet. And
but
also,
you're embarrassing me.
Please don't do that anymore. Please stop doing that.
I got it covered. Thank you.
It says, Elon Musk's dad, has been accused of sexually abusing 5 of his children and stepchildren since 1993.
God.
A Times investigation found family members have appealed to Elon Musk for help. And they dropped this story out on the New York Times website. Elon Musk has not been shy about putting much of his life on public display. The tech billionaire posts daily on his social network, X, blah, blah, blah. But there's one part of his life that he has not revealed much about. His longtime estrangement from his father, Elon Musk, who has become increasingly outspoken about his family and business ventures tied to the Musk name. And then they said a New York Times investigation found that a significant factor in Elon Musk's rupture with his father stems from accusations against Elon Musk, the father, of child sexual abuse. The allegations have spilled over into Elon's life as relatives have contacted him for help. Why now? Why now? I guess this stuff happened like in the 90s or something. The family's troubles have entangled Elon Musk in a painful 3-decade multi-generational saga that continues to trail him. The fallout has kept the 54-year-old mogul tethered to South Africa, where he was born, where his dad lives. So his dad still lives in South Africa. The allegations against Elon's dad involve 5 of his children and stepchildren, who he was accused of abusing in South Africa and in California. Oh, so it does go into the United States. Yikes. I'm just going to read a little bit of this here. Not much. Okay. The earliest accusation was in 1993, where Elon Musk's stepdaughter, then 4 years old, told relatives he touched her at the family house. A decade later, the stepdaughter also said she caught Elon Musk's dad sniffing her dirty underwear. Some family members have also accused him of abusing 2 of his daughters and his stepson, and some of the accusations were as recent as 2023. 3 separate police investigations were opened, according to police and court records. 2 of the inquiries ended, and it's unclear what happened in the 3rd. He has not been convicted of any crime.
Wow. Even after all this time and all these different people.
I guess so. I don't know. This is the first I'm hearing of this.
That's insane.
I didn't know that his family members were sort of like reaching out and talking about this and saying, you got to get this guy. But it says around 2010, one relative wrote Elon Musk a 5-page letter about some of the accusations and implored him to intervene. Although I don't know what Elon Musk would really do. You know, Elon Musk is not his father. This gets tripped up a lot of times in people's heads where they'll use somebody in your family tree to insult you. Like your father's alleged to have done this, ipso facto, that's on you somehow, or your brother or your sister. And, you know, the whole I'm not my brother's keeper thing comes into play here, I think. But if you're the New York Times, and nobody know who Elon Musk is. They don't know who Elon Musk's dad is other than that last name. So you have to weave him in the story to make people interested. Well, Elon Musk, who has at least 9 children and stepchildren, and has been married to 3 women, still has a grip over the family. What were we going to say?
If the family members had reached out to Elon Musk to help them with this abuse, alleged abuse, does that not come into play at all, that he essentially ignored it?
well, what's he supposed to do? That's what I'm saying. Like maybe he could have offered to say, hey, just like I've offered many times to pay for people's attorney's fees, if you want to go after my dad, I'll pay for the attorney's fees. But otherwise, like imagine somebody coming to you and they say something like this. I would just be like, well, have you told the cops? Or like, what am I supposed to do? At least that's just how I would react in that. They did the whole family tree in the article here where they show each person and then stepdaughters and who said what, and so a whole thing.
Wait, go back up for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Errol has said that he and his stepdaughter have 2 children together.
It says Errol has said they have 2. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So Elon Musk's dad, was married to a woman with a very difficult name. Heidi Mary Benzenhut is the best I can do. And so when he married this Heidi woman, Elon Musk's dad had 2 more stepsons and a stepdaughter. And then he started a relationship with his stepdaughter after that, a la Woody Allen.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk's dad, married, I guess, the stepdaughter, and then they had 2 children together. So
only one is his.
Only one is his? Okay, because his stepdaughter said only one of her children is his. He says they have 2 children together.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so I don't know. So tangled web they're weaving over there in Muskland.
Currently romantically linked to the stepdaughter? Like, is this full on Woody Allen?
I don't know. That's where the whole thing ends right now. That's where the family tree, at least on this article, ends. Kind of interesting. I don't know if Elon Musk will respond. Obviously, he's probably pissed off about this because it's intended to shame him in a way, too. But it says Elon Musk's father accused of child sexual abuse in this article from the New York Times. You can let us know what you think about that. Send us a dispatch over to thenewsjunkie.com. What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do if your family member does one of these terrible things? In some cases, I go, hey, family is to blame. All right, I'll give you some examples. One would be like Ethan Crumbley kind of case where your son does something horrific, in this case, shoots up a school, and then you either run defense for your kid afterwards and try to help him escape the law, or you maybe were the one responsible for giving the kid the gun that he used to begin with. Those things, I think, make the family responsible, right? In cases where the family has a direct tie to things. But if somebody in your family does something horrible, I don't think it automatically makes you some sort of bad person. Let us know what you think about this. Just send us a dispatch or an email, tips, @thenewsjunkie.com. All right, when we come back, I want to get to this insane Secret Service cell phone bust story. I know you're going to hear that and go, what does this mean? This is pretty crazy, and I think this is going to unfold into something bigger over the next couple of days. That, plus, Trump was just at the United Nations, and a lot of stuff broke. Like, for instance, the teleprompter broke, and he got upset about that. So I've got some fun clips of Trump getting mad, and we'll hear what went down when he started freewheeling it with the teleprompter down. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
See how your new and gently used shoes can save lives at Kicks for Cancer. Get details at realradio.fm/kicks.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The traffic lights are acting a little bit funny on Orange Blossom Trail where it meets the Greenway. Use that intersection as a four-way stop there. Keep an eye out for an earlier accident on State Road 429 southbound at West Road on I-4. You're going to run into some slowdowns eastbound between Osceola Parkway and Apopka Vineland Road. There's no surprises on the major roadways really affecting your ride. But if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got twang.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about Duke's Mayo. It says here it's got twang. That sounds good. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Hey guys, stop just coasting on your haircut and just going, all right, I go in, pay a couple bucks. I kind of like it, but it's more of a chore than something that I look forward to. It doesn't have to be a chore. It could be the best part of your week, the moment that you reset, recharge, and walk out sharp. And that's what Hammer and Nails Grooming for Guys is for. They got 4 locations waiting for you: Oviedo, Winter Park, Winter Garden, Windermere. You walk in, you check in with the receptionist, and you sit down, and they've got a fully stocked bar waiting for you. They've got TVs waiting for you. They've got experts waiting for you to make sure.
Hello!
HammerandNailsGrooming.com. It's time to gather the family, including the dog, and join Deb, Jack, and Ross from the Jim Colbert Show for the 3rd annual Suds, Pups, and Pints. Going up! To you by Clausman Law, Saturday, September 27th.
Hey, everybody. Kevin says, my father was a postal worker and he would bring home Playboys that were intended to be delivered, but the people had moved. That crime still haunts the family to this day, a family cross that I bear. Godspeed, sir. Godspeed. Hey, quick note, by the way. All right? Quick note. To all these celebrities, to all these people who are hand-wringing and saying this was like the downfall of America with the Jimmy Kimmel situation, with a week vacation, to all of the people who collectively lost their minds over people on the left for once being canceled over some shit, all right, to all of those people, I'd like you to please keep it in mind when this same thing happens again or something similar happens again and it's not on your side. Okay? Because I feel like people forget this shit way too fast. It's like, yeah, this is bad, right? This is bad. This is bad. Probably shouldn't do this. That comment wasn't worth anybody getting suspended or fired over. It's ridiculous. It's like, yep. Okay, cool. Then something similar happens and it's like, yeah, this is bad. It's like, nah, fuck that guy. Why don't you keep that in mind, okay? I would like for Kimmel to come out and be like, I can understand how some people may have misinterpreted what I said. I didn't actually mean that. I intend to keep making jokes. I intend to make powerful people like the President of the United States the target of my jokes. And folks, let's have a good time. Roll on. That's fine. I don't know that he's going to do that. John says no, both sides. I mean, I understand what you're saying here. I think what happens is when there is a movement to trounce on somebody for a comment they made, I think traditionally left-leaning people are much more comfortable with that. So you'll have all the right-leaning people supporting the person who made this controversial comment, and there's almost no division among the left-leaning people. They're supporting almost just unilaterally the suppression of the speech that they don't like. And then when it happens in the inverse, the left-leaning people are like, this is outrageous. This is a bad thing that's happening here. This person's being canceled. And then at least some measure of people on the right are like, yeah, let's not be hypocritical. We agree. And then when you have both sides doing that, the companies are pressured to do it. I just want to see that as a two-way street. I want to see that as a two-way street. If hypocrisy exists on the issue, it means that both sides were right about it at some point in time. And I think that both sides were right when they were complaining about the suppression of speech that people didn't like. I'd like to see some consistency on that. Cruz said as much, Sean? Yeah, Ted Cruz was right. Ted Cruz is right. The FCC being involved in this and the threats from the FCC were ridiculous and stupid, and I don't like or support any of that. But there is absolutely like this dripping hypocrisy from a whole bunch of people who for 15 years didn't give a fuck about any of this stuff, didn't care about any of this stuff. You know, polling data showing in some cases 35% of these people are okay with violence to oppose speech that they don't like. That's the problem to me. Like, let's keep this open. Let's make it nice for everybody. Let's all agree that free speech matters and opinions that you don't like should be defended. Always. Not just right now. Not just in this moment. Why does Sean look at everything through a political lens? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you think this is not political? I refuse to believe that you don't understand that. It would help to have a third party. God, I wish, but I feel, I don't know how right this is, but I feel like a third party, a viable third party, is so far away from reality. People are so locked into their silos that I don't, even the normal people in the middle, even though they outnumber all these other people, I don't think it's viable. I wish it was. Libertarians don't get votes. It's like the Green Party. It's an also ran. All right, here we go. It would help to have a fifth party. The sixth is really going to do it for us. Here we go.
America's largest injury law firm, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening.
Show Tuesday. And I hope you, no matter where you're coming from, no matter who you are on a day like this, can come together with us and share the show. Just tell somebody about the News Junkie radio show live stream or podcast, or those of you watching over on youtube.com/the News Junkie. Hey, how are you? Would you mind taking just a second and hitting that like button? It would be of great service to the show. Thank you for that over on youtube.com/the News Junkie. It's been an interesting watch, an interesting thing to see what's been happening with Trump arriving at the United Nations and yelling at all of the folks that are from these different countries about how they're screwing things up. He's right about some of it. But he was more mad about some other things. Because I guess from the moment he got to the UN headquarters in New York, everything was breaking. I think the elevator broke on them when Trump and Melania got in the elevator.
Almost as if somebody was controlling all the networks around there.
No, true. All right, there's Trump and Melania coming into the UN.
What is your message?
All right.
Wow, one at a time. And he just goes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. There's too many people asking questions. So he goes over to the elevator, I guess, here at some point, and the elevator breaks at the UN, and he complains about that at one point. They got shoddy elevators at this place. How much money is being spent on the UN? Your elevators don't work when the president of the United States is there. And then he gets up there to give his speech, and Trump's teleprompter breaks. He did not necessarily like that. He was not a big fan.
He loves going off prompter.
And maybe this is one particular thing where they were like, we should keep him on the teleprompter. And he was like, you want to set me free? Here we go.
Very much appreciated.
He's flipping the pages.
And I don't mind making this speech without a teleprompter because the teleprompter is not working.
Uh-oh.
I feel very happy to be up here with you nevertheless. And that way you speak more from the heart I can only say that whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble.
Okay.
I know.
Somewhere there's some tech guy at the UN like, oh my God, I've made an egregious mistake. Reboot. I don't know what runs these things. I don't know if it's like some sort of like Windows software crash or
It seems like it's not that hard. I thought it was always a pedal, but obviously he's not hitting that pedal.
No, it's somebody else who's supposed to put it on the screen and they weren't doing it.
The news people use pedals, I think, but I've seen other prompter software where it's just the person operating it has like a space bar to start and stop, or they might have like a roller that like rolls it up.
It follows along with the pace that the person's doing. He didn't have anything.
Whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble.
Big trouble. He's not even saying anything. He's just staring now.
He can't. I mean, he goes off the cuff all the time.
He wanted to here. I think he did. Then he got back to it, though, because I think the teleprompter wasn't fixed. It kept screwing up.
All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen. But she's in great shape. We're both in good shape. We both stood. And then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the two things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter.
I visited the United Nations, and all I got was this broken teleprompter.
Everything's broken. There's a bunch of garbage over there. What the hell's happening right now? Well, he muscled through the speech and did his thing. We'll see if there are any other worthy clips from it, but that was kind of a fun time and enjoyed that. We want to see what you think. Join us on the show with your dispatches over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll get into those momentarily. Nathan says, of all the canceling stuff, to tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Remember when Hank Williams Jr. was canceled from his Monday Night Football slot because of what he said on Fox News? What he said was terrible, and mostly everybody agreed at the time. What? The whole First Amendment conversation never surfaced then. But now, comparing the president to Hitler is common rhetoric on the one-sided news stations, and they all feel that they're justified in doing so, although there's no real comparison between the two. People are bonkers, says Nathan. Nathan, thank you for your email. Here's what I would tell you. Right now, there is a collective mass of people who are upset, and some of them rightfully so, about the FCC's involvement in the Jimmy Kimmel stuff. If the FCC wasn't involved, I really wouldn't care what Disney or ABC did necessarily. They're a business that was making decisions.
Right.
But the FCC involvement is something that I think is worthy of criticism, and so some people were upset about this. Then there's a whole bunch of whiners who are also like mega hypocritical themselves, right? The hypocrisy exists because at one point in time, the two groups were right, but they can't seem to get on the same page. And I think when you have somebody who's like a right-wing person and they get canceled, the left wing unites entirely to a person against whatever this speech was. There's like almost no dissent at all. Like very few left-wing people are like, well, hold on, guys, free speech. I don't agree with that. So just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean we should suppress this. They were firing everybody they could for a while for all of the speech that they didn't like, no matter how popular it was in mainstream American culture. And when you have somebody on the right getting canceled, it's almost a monolith on the left where everybody's like, well, yeah, in this case, F around and find out. But when somebody on the left gets canceled, now we've got a problem here. Now this is a threat against democracy. Now this is huge. And at least some of the people on the right will be like, yeah, you know what? We don't want to be hypocritical. We're with you on that. I stand with you. This is true. And now you've got a bipartisan reaction, and whatever's going on, in this case, Jimmy Kimmel's little week-long suspension gets overturned. Now, I would ask for the folks who are upset about this so much that the next time there's some speech that you don't like that somebody gets trampled on for, maybe you remember that. Maybe you remember that. So everybody can be on the same page. That free speech matters and it's important. We shouldn't trample all over the First Amendment. And we shouldn't be like, no, this is speech I don't like, so this person deserves to be destroyed. That would be something that would be a good takeaway from this.
I mean, a lot of these things, I think there is a very quick nature to go to talking about the First Amendment with this when it's like a lot of these things aren't protected by the First Amendment.
No, most of them are.
Now, the thing with Jimmy Kimmel, the FCC's involvement, that's the part that, like, I, as a broadcaster, go, this is a little screwy here.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. But if it was just Jimmy Kimmel getting fired for saying something bad on the show, that's Disney's prerogative.
I mean, it is, and that's you've seen the same thing with advertisers, and despite the government involvement or lack thereof, when you start seeing advertisers take a big stance, and that's a lot of money going to that corporation, then I could see why decisions like that are made. But then again, if you're going to get a lot of viewership going downhill, then at what point do you make the decision to stick with Jimmy Kimmel, for example, or go with your advertisers and lose that money?
Well, right now, I mean, I think they decided that this was long enough and that things had cooled down, and then the Charlie Kirk Memorial was over, and then they talked to Jimmy Kimmel enough. And I would love to see Jimmy Kimmel come out and be like, hey, guys, it seems like a lot of people took the sentence I said to mean that I thought the guy who killed Charlie Kirk was a MAGA person. Just for the record, I don't think that. Here's what the best evidence suggests. Okay, let's move on with this. I don't know that he's going to do that. I don't know that he's going to, like, I would find it insane that he doesn't address it in some way. You know what I mean? Like the idea that, like,
that would be the biggest disappointment tonight.
Will it be very funny or serious?
I think he'll make jokes. I think, like, I don't know. He might approach it both ways, but I just think there's a 0% chance he just pretends like it didn't happen and moves on. I think Jimmy Kimmel's going to come out. Everybody's going to do like the whole standing ovation thing, and then he's going to roll on. And my guess would be that he just kind of doubles down on this. That would be what I think happens, but we'll see. We'll see what goes down. Hank Williams Jr. On that particular issue, Nathan, I can't remember. I thought the Hank Williams Jr. thing was over a Confederate flag or something, but it was so long ago that I don't quite remember. I remember he was doing the "Are you ready for some football?" Like he did that song, and in the swarm of people getting canceled for whatever the flavor of the week was, that was one of the things. But I don't remember what his comments were on Fox News. I only vaguely remember something about a Confederate flag.
October 3rd, 2011 interview with Fox and Friends. Williams discussed a June golf game where President Barack Obama and Republican House Speaker it's Boehner, right?
Mm-hmm. John Boehner, yes.
Teamed up.
You were going to say Boner, though.
I was going to say,
It looks like Boner. Had teamed up against Vice President Joe Biden and Ohio Governor John Kasich, saying the match was one of the biggest political mistakes ever. This doesn't seem like. Come on, that'd be like Hitler playing golf with Netanyahu in the shape this country is in. These don't seem like that bad.
That's it? Well, that's the problem. There's a collective, like, it's like everybody from left of center was hit with a Men in Black, zap.
What is it called, Sean?
A taser or a big
neuralizer.
Neuralizer. Damn it, man. I've been on that ride so many times. These folks just completely forget that we did this like crazy for 10, 15 years.
You've been on that ride so many times and you get neuralized at the end and forget what it's called.
I do. Look, it's effective.
Circle.
It's effective after all these years. Still a great ride, too. Still a great ride. Even though I am triumphant most times and it gets a little boring winning after you press the red button.
That's because you haven't played against me and God knows how long.
I have.
And when was the last time we played Men in Black together?
I don't know, but I think you won. I think you won, and you had the big smarmy smirk on your face from your victory.
I probably still have pictures of it somewhere. If I were to look at my indexing iOS photos and search for high score, it might find it.
I remember that. Because I remember afterwards holding my little blaster from the Men in Black ride at Universal Studios.
John,
thinking,
you can't whip out your penis at Disney.
Why am I doing this? Why do I even try? Just not successful. All right, let's see here. I want to get into this Secret Service thing, but I don't know if we have time for that in the moment. So let's get a couple of things out there instead, because the Secret Service thing is a pretty wild time. But
it's happening right around the UN, by the way.
I know. That's the crazy thing.
I don't think that they actually hacked the teleprompter. I think that's probably just some some guy that really missed the mark and is probably shaking in his boots.
Probably first time that they gave him the opportunity to run the teleprompter.
Mm-hmm. Or
now
just
he's
maybe
back to scrubbing toilets.
has been relieved of his duties,
Perhaps. Well, here's the thing. I'll just give you the overview on this before we come back, because you probably don't know about this story yet. So the U.S. Secret Service. Now, normally they're protecting the president and
or making sure you don't counterfeit money.
Yeah, they don't have a lot. They don't have like expansive duties, but the Secret Service, most people know them from protecting the president. And the story came out that the Secret Service had busted this telecom or telephone network in New York City. Now, this happened as this whole UN General Assembly thing was going on. And they said they busted these like different locations that were full of all of these computers with over 100,000 SIM cards. And one of the things that they said was these facilities could have texted every single American within 12 minutes.
Oh,
that's how robust this was. Like these are like rooms full of these computers. The computers had these SIM cards, which were essentially like fake phones. And the computers could have also completely shut down New York City cell phone service. Crazy to think about that. They could have activated this and nobody's cell phone in New York City would have worked. That's insane. And they're saying like foreign sources were behind this. It's a really crazy story. And I want to give you some of the details here so we can see what actually was going down. We'll get into that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
I'm not a dumbass. Like, I get it. I understand.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Your ride's going to be pretty mellow on the major roadways this afternoon. Just keep in mind there's ongoing construction throughout I-4 and Florida's Turnpike. The traffic lights are acting a little bit funny on Orange Blossom Trail where it meets the Greenway. Use that intersection as a four-way stop there. You won't be running into any serious problems affecting your ride this afternoon. But if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got twang.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about Duke's Mayo. Says here it's got twang. That sounds good. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
The biggest headliners in live music shared this stage.
At our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Jelly Roll! Hi, this is Ed Sheeran.
Cool J!
Hi there, this is Bryan Adams. Make some noise for Tate McRae.
Hey, I'm Sammy Hagar. Mariah Carey.
Hey, this is Doodles from The Offspring.
We are Maroon 5, good evening.
Hey, this is John Fogerty.
It's your girl, Glorilla.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Get ready to
Hey, folks. Jesus. Okay. We're back in a couple of minutes. I hope you're doing well. Hope all is well in your world. I would love to see a comparison of coverage that Kimmel has received in the last week versus the Charlie Kirk shooting that started this. It'd be interesting to see what that breakdown is. Breaking news. Breaking news. Nexstar Media Group, it says that the ABC stations it owns and partners with will not resume airing Jimmy Kimmel Live, even as Disney brings the program back nationally. So that is Nexstar and Sinclair have said they are not going to bring him back.
How'd you get your money so quick? Hard Rock Bet's got lightning fast withdrawals. Almost as fast as Dale Jr. valeting cars at this party. Man, he's fast. Hard Rock Bet's fast withdrawals have given
I have to jump up and down before I give blood because I have low blood pressure? That seems like a problem. I mean, I know I got a little bit of an issue sometimes when I go to give blood and they're like struggling to find out where the vein is, but I haven't had that. Dan says the Trump admin getting involved in this has colored everything. Is Nexstar saying that because they really don't want to run the episodes or because they're scared of being regulated? That's where the problem comes in. I wish the FCC would have stayed the hell out of this. If the FCC would have stayed the hell out of this, I would have been like, that's ABC Disney doing their thing. They didn't like what he said at that time. That's a whole different thing. I think that was the misstep. The FCC chair weighing in on this screwed everything up. It screwed anything up for anybody who's right of center trying to make an argument. You can't untangle those things, right? That is an issue. I was offered $100 for my blood. Where are you guys selling your blood? Agreed, the FCC should have let them be. True. Flat out, full stop, the FCC should not be involved in content decisions. The market should decide content decisions. I think there's merit to this argument. If all of these late night shows are full of people with only one political view that are talking down to over half of this country, guess what? The problem will sort itself out. It already is. Their relevance is very minimal overall. The problem will sort itself out. The marketplace wins in the end most times. I was offered $100 for Sean's blood. I don't know if I feel like mine's pretty good, right? My blood's probably okay. I mean, I've donated blood. I haven't done it in a while, which I feel kind of bad about, especially with Jack Bradshaw out there. Bradshaw's just giving his blood out. I'm going to take my blood. Gallons and gallons of the guy's blood. Okay. Sorry. Maddie text message is coming in. We're coming back, baby.
Old start. To the right, he's got a lane. Herbert right sideline to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. He slides down.
And the new season lives on iHeartRadio.
Under pressure. Sacked.
Local stations bring you the action live.
Justin Jefferson.
Plus, fantasy advice and expert analysis with the official NFL Podcast Network.
Everything you love about football is on the iHeartRadio app.
It's knocked away. It's intercepted. Picked off.
Just search NFL to dive in.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime. One dime down at RC Hill Mitsubishi in DeLand. Just go to rchill.com.
The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a time.
Who would have thought on a Share the Show Tuesday, just hanging out like this. Learn more about the show and jump into the world's most viral newsroom by going to the website, thenewsjunkie.com. This is maybe one of the most insane stories of the day. I'm trying to figure out what it all means. I swear to God, it seems like some pretty nefarious stuff is going on. It really does. And the U.S. Secret Service was at the center of all of this. And they said that they found this facility, one of many, and that when you went in the facility, there was all of these electronics parts. And they released some photographs. I mean, I don't really know what I'm looking at here. It just looks like electronic equipment with a whole bunch of antennas on it. And then there's like some racks with a bunch of antennas and chips everywhere. And allegedly what was happening here was there was this group, this organization that had a room in New York City around where the United Nations is. And in it, they had all of these servers. And the servers had 100,000 SIM cards, meaning like this room was essentially like 100,000 phones.
All right.
And they could, if they utilized it, they could shut down the entire cell phone grid in New York City.
And this doesn't take one day to build.
No way.
So nobody noticed anything up until
the Secret Service. The Secret Service of all places notices this, not the NYPD, not like, anybody else, but the Secret Service notices that something's going on. The story from CBS News says the Secret Service has disrupted a sprawling telecommunications network in the New York tri-state area that investigators say posed a serious potential disruption to New York's telecom systems and a possible threat to the United Nations General Assembly meetings this week. Their escalators don't work, their teleprompters don't work, and they're under attack by question mark, whoever this is. In the largest seizure of its kind, the U.S. Secret Service announced Tuesday the agency found active SIM farms at abandoned apartment buildings located at more than 5 sites. In total, law enforcement discovered 300 SIM servers with over 100,000 SIM cards, enabling encrypted anonymous communication and capable of sending 30 million text messages per minute. This place was capable of sending out. Is this one of the things that's been blasting out text messages to everybody in the country? Is this responsible for a lot of the swatting that we've seen in this country? Because C-Lane said some of the stories said the reason they found this was because of some swatting attacks on politicians.
According to CNN, and I think this is the reason the Secret Service is involved with this particular investigation, is it started with Christmas Day. Well, I mean, this is just how the article starts.
Merry Christmas.
A man called the suicide prevention hotline claiming he had shot his girlfriend, threatening to kill himself. Police barreled towards the address, but turned around before they arrived because it was a hoax. It was a swatting call, and the address was Marjorie Taylor Greene's Georgia residence.
All right.
5 days later, they did it to Rick Scott. The high wave of false alarms about shootings and violence continued to assail high-level government officials.
So who's behind this? That's the biggest question in the world, is it not?
Sounds a little radical.
And, well, here's the thing. There's no way somebody could have set up a room with all these servers and 100,000 SIM cards and nobody knows who they are?
Great. Yes, that for sure. I don't think it was an individual either. And if this is just maybe 2 people, this is months' work. You can't just go in one day, lug all this crap and build this up without anyone noticing at all. Mm-hmm. So if they're doing little by little, that's what, a year's work every once in a while?
That's people walking by how many security cameras in New York City? What are they going to find out here? Was this some politically aligned group that was behind this? Was this another country that was behind this?
So do you have the picture in front of you that has all the stacks of green cards?
No, I don't think so. You don't mean like green cards like for...
No, like green, looks like green plastic credit cards. Because one of the things I thought was like, well, they have to get the SIM cards from somewhere.
Yeah.
And unless they're posing as mobile providers, one of the pictures that they have of this cache of stuff that they found is stacks of what used to be SIM cards, like how they arrive, from a company called Mobile X that uses the slogan, "Start smartphoning smarter."
Like, these are all little SIM cards that I'm seeing here, right, on the stream.
I don't know what's lit up there. I think all the red things and some of them white are like sort of holders that have SIM cards inside them.
Folks, you have a SIM card, likely, if you have an old phone in your phone. A lot of the new ones are eSIM cards. It's the digital SIM card. It is the identifying marker for your phone that tells it what number it is, what service it is, that kind of stuff. This room had 100,000 of those. That's what was going on in this room. I have the Secret Service. They released a video.
Okay.
So let's see what that says real quick, Celine. Let's see. Remarks on imminent telecommunication threats.
Hello. My name is Matt McCool, and I'm the special agent in charge of the Secret Service New York field office.
Hey, McCool.
We are making this announcement as a matter of public interest given timing, amount, and concentration of material recovered during a recent Secret Service protective intelligence investigation. Following multiple telecommunications-related imminent threats directed towards senior U.S. government officials.
All right, that's what Celine just talked about, like going after Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I think he said Rick Scott. And who knows who else? Question mark, question mark. Could have been all Republicans. Could have been Republicans and Democrats. I don't know. I have no idea. I've only heard those two names.
Spring, the U.S. Secret Service began a protective intelligence investigation to determine the extent and impact these threats could have on protective operations. This was a difficult and complex effort to identify the source of these fraudulent calls and the impact on the Secret Service protective mission. During this period, we leveraged technical assistance and support of federal partners, including Homeland Security Investigations, the Department of Justice, and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. We also received phenomenal support from our state and local law enforcement partners, to include the NYPD. The investigation led us to the New York tri-state area, where investigators discovered tens of thousands of co-located and networked cellular devices capable of carrying out nefarious telecommunications attacks.
So I don't know how they find this, but somehow they see there's like a lot of traffic, I guess, coming from this building or multiple buildings. They see like, hey, there's something going on here. And they raid this building, and that's where they find all of these cell phone SIM cards.
What I'm curious is, we've talked about how, how could somebody not notice them amassing all these SIM cards and amassing all this equipment? But had it not been for the SWAT calls, have they done anything illegal? Just because they keep using these buzzwords like capable of texting every American or capable of shutting down New York City's cell system.
It's a good question. Are you allowed to have that many SIM cards if you want to?
There's probably nothing illegal about owning that many SIM cards. It would probably be about some communications laws that you were violating, I would think. Because I think they were some of these were anonymous, right? Like, and there's a lot of question marks around this, but I think they talk about who they think was responsible, because that's the most important thing.
These devices allowed anonymous encrypted communications between potential threat actors and criminal enterprises, enabling criminal organizations to operate undetected. This network had the potential to disable cell phone towers and essentially shut down the cellular network in New York City.
Damn.
These devices were concentrated within 35
Putin
miles.
level camera switching here.
Yeah, they got a lot of shots on this because they want to make sure he looks
Is this what we're
good.
using our budget for?
Yeah, maybe.
Of the global meeting of the United Nations General Assembly, now underway in New York City. Given the timing, location, and proximity, and potential for significant disruptions to the New York telecom system, we moved quickly to disrupt this network. To be clear, these recovered devices no longer pose a threat to the New York tri-state area.
Okay, good.
We will continue working towards identifying those responsible and their intent, including whether their plan was to disrupt the UN General Assembly and communications of government and emergency personnel during the official visit of world leaders in and around New York City.
See, I'm getting the vibe that they don't know who did this yet. I really am getting the vibe that they don't know who's responsible.
And I think they're crazy to think that that's the only place that has set up like this.
No, they even said that. They said McCool cautioned it would be unwise to think there's not other networks across the country. One of the things they said, because a lot of this is very speculative, Secret Service hasn't announced any arrests connected to the operation. Early forensic analysis suggests foreign governments and criminals in the U.S. have used the network to run their organizations, including cartels, that includes human traffickers, that includes terrorists. Absolutely well-funded and well-organized. Just still sounds very speculative.
Yeah, whose servers are? Who set this up? Whose equipment was this? Who's behind all of this?
They're calling them electronic safe houses found in places including Armonk, New York, Greenwich, Connecticut, Queens, New York, and across the river in New Jersey, essentially forming a circle around New York City's cellular infrastructure. And
awesome.
One of the things they mentioned that was kind of specific, but also, if I were in New York, would be very annoying, because I use this pretty much to get around New York if I'm there. It said they could topple the cell service and prevent every Manhattan resident from accessing Google Maps.
Really?
Which is the only way I know how to travel on the subway is with Google Maps.
Yeah. There would be gridlock, and that's what they maybe were going for there. But I want to know who put these there. What were they doing? Were they politically targeting Republicans? Were they targeting everybody? Was it from another country? Was it from the cartels? They said all of those things. But I want to know who did it, and why don't we have any arrests yet? It's a pretty crazy story, actually. So we'll see what you think about that. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com with your theories right now, or email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? In what should be an Onion article, but is totally real, virtual avatars win lawsuit despite not being real. Taylor may be swift, but one of her most notorious stalkers is missing. Plus, imagine you do so much cocaine, the cartel cuts you off. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James Miguel and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for today, it's going to be a hot day and a little on the humid side. Temperatures warming to a high of 92 degrees with about a 40% chance of some scattered afternoon showers and a few thunderstorms along the way as well. Won't be a complete and total washout, but temperatures will keep getting hotter. 93 for our high on Wednesday.
Hey, everybody.
It's got twang. This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about Duke's mail. Says here it's got twang. That sounds good. Get Duke's mail in store. It's got twang.
You know, if you've been checking out that power bill, you see the price going up and up. Imagine if instead of renting your electricity and just shelling out money to the power company,
Okay.
take control of your energy. Well, you got to call Solar.
The next episode coming up next.
Call them, they'll design and install a solar system built for your home, harnessing the energy of the sun, and they'll build one tailored towards your energy needs. You can lock in lower costs, enjoy more predictable bills for years to come. And right now, the federal tax credit makes the switch more affordable than ever. But that's not lasting much longer. That federal tax credit goes away at the end of the year. So why wait? Stop dreading.
There has to be a way to track serial numbers on the servers. I mean, I would think, just in a very simplistic way, Angel, there is no way that you get all of that equipment in multiple different facilities in the biggest city of the United States of biggest city in the United States of America, install it all and get all that done with even one person. You're not going to be able to avoid any kind of security cameras that would identify you. You're going to have to be on the radar somewhere. And if so, who is that? And what was their motivation? Did somebody just build this network and then sell it out to all the bad guys? Like people wanted to attack Marjorie Taylor Greene or Rick Scott, so they let them use their facility to swat them? Or it's a cartel-based thing? Or it's like, I can't make sense of it yet. But it's bad.
Your ex and traffic have in common. Both can hold you back. At TK Law, they help you move forward with confidence.
3 minutes and we're back live on the show.
TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. Big down payments, thousands down.
They were ninjas? It could be. That would be a great twist. Does Sean wear the same pants all week? No. I have 2 pairs of pants that I recycle through most of the time. But I need some more pants. I'm going to get some more pants. But with jeans, you don't have to change your jeans every day. Don't let people socially pressure you into this. Take a look at your jeans. Are they sweaty? I don't go outside and sweat in my jeans. I wear them in here. When I'm done in here, I change into something more comfortable out there. When I go for a walk or a run, I change into something different there. The jeans are good, but I need some more. I'm not getting chaps, Bootsy. Dan says, or maybe they were targeting Democrats possibly. Well, here's the problem. The people that were mentioned were both Republicans that were swatted, apparently, with this network that the Secret Service found. Now, are they only revealing the names of people who are aligned with the administration and there's more people who were targeted? I don't know. Was it something where it was like a chaos move from some foreign actor and they wanted to attack a little bit of everybody? I don't know. I mean, we don't know. The only thing we know is what they said at this sort of press conference. Dan is a blue and on, so normal take from him. He's pretty out there. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome around here. Except for the really stupid people. Make sure your jeans have a hammer loop? Do they? I don't know. I don't think I would use it. Silent Coda says, I'm not welcome. You're very welcome. Hey, look, I don't care if people disagree with me. I don't care if people are flat out wrong. What I care about is when people say, my opinion is the only one, and I will start to enforce it socially or otherwise on everybody. That's where the problem comes into play. As if there is only one acceptable public opinion on things. We need to get some agreement between everybody here that it's like you'll stop being so fucking butthurt about every little thing that hurts your feelings. You can't say that the other team's words are hateful and dangerous and lead to like the death of people. That's nuts. So we need to come together and be like, okay, look, we can disagree. We can debate things. That's healthy. Honestly, that's what we should learn, if anything, from the Charlie Kirk situation. Coming back. The next episode. An update on the guy who shot that ABC TV station, too. That's on the way.
At Real Radio 1041, sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Your front row seat to the most viral stories in the world. This is the
Share the show Tuesday. Thank you for being around. If you'd like to share the show, there's a lot of great ways to do that. You could follow us over on the website, thenewsjunkie.com/share. Lots of emails coming in. We'll get to those momentarily here on the show. And yours is welcome. If you want to be anonymous, put that on top. It's just anonymous right on top of the email. And that will be very, very, very helpful for me to know that you don't want your name to be said out loud. With that said, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I love the WNBA. I watch all the time. I'm at all the games. The women deserve more.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey.
See how woke I am?
Absolutely.
Smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don, thatmortgageguyDon.com. Very easy website to get to. Very easy person to work with. He's very good at what he does, but it's easy to navigate through his website. If you're looking to refinance, buy your first dream home, debt consolidation, the numbers can be confusing, but he knows what he's doing. He makes it easy for you, and he's just overall a very nice and cool guy. So get the process started today with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
63 years ago, 1962, this premiered on, trigger warning, ABC TV.
Flintstones?
Jetsons. The Jetsons is right.
They met, though, once.
I'm sorry?
They had a crossover, early form of crossover.
That sounds woke.
On the timeline, how did that happen?
I don't know if there was some time travel involved, but there was.
Multiverse, obviously.
The Jetsons meet the Simpsons.
Simpsons, Flintstones.
Flintstones. Jetsons meet the Flintstones.
Now we're talking, though. Simpsons, Family Guy, Jetsons, and Flintstone crossover. That'd be fun. The animated cartoon series about a space-age family was the first to do what on ABC TV?
The first to say a bad word.
Close. No cigar.
Damn it.
The first to show a husband and wife in the same bed?
Close. No cigar for you either. The first program. First program to be carried by the network in color.
Oh, okay. Wow.
How was that close?
I don't know. Now let's go into real times 2025, where, color TV is nothing compared to virtual avatars of a K-pop boy band win a lawsuit. That's exactly what happened.
Who's paying their real lawyer?
Great question. Let's dive in, shall we? A social media user in South Korea was ordered to pay 500,000 won, which is like 360 USD, by a judge for insulting the members of the virtual boy band Plave. The key word here is virtual.
Big Plave fan?
I'm sorry?
That's what you get.
For insulting...
You insult me, I want fines out there for that, too.
You're not a fake South Korean K-pop band.
You don't know what I am. You have no idea.
Okay, you are fake.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe not.
And you love K-pop.
Maybe.
According to the BBC, Plave's agency, the virtual boy band has an agency, filed the defamation lawsuit, had asked for 6.5 million won, which is, get ready, $700 for each of the 5 members of the group. 5 members, I just want to reiterate, not actually human, because the comments on social media caused them emotional distress. Not actually human.
Do they pretend to go back and negotiate with their clients, the lawyers? Did
they create the AI with screens up that they could talk to them?
We'll confer with our band to see if they're going to accept this offer here.
Among the alleged derogatory remarks made about the members of the virtual boy band Plave were comments that the members of the band are behind the avatars could be ugly in real life.
Yikes.
And that they gave off typical Korean man vibes.
What does that even mean?
The defendant argued that since the boy band members are virtual, it wasn't possible to defame them. The defendant also claimed that they were insulting the avatars, not the real people behind them. The judge disagreed, stating that insulting the virtual avatar was the same as insulting the person behind it. So
bro, you guys think we got free speech issues in this country? You ain't seen nothing. This is like insulting an AI. You have to pay up for insulting an AI? What's happening?
I have no idea. Now, back in the U.S. of A., be on the lookout for the stalker of this gal.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is right. We've talked about this man before. Brian Jason Wagner, the subject of a restraining order filed by Taylor Swift, has now gone missing, which leads everyone to wonder, seriously, where is he? Because
that's not good.
He loves showing up to Taylor's house. In addition to showing up to her home at least 3 times in the first month of the restraining order, in July of 2024, continued to do so for almost a year. He claimed to be in a relationship with her, calling himself Brian Jason Wagner Swift on social media. During these visits, I was informed, said Taylor, that Mr. Wagner made various statements about living on my property, not true, being in a relationship with me, not true, believing I am the mother of his son, not true, and needing to see me in person, all of which are, you guessed it, untrue and disconnected from reality. Now, according to reports, he is nowhere to be found. He has been missing since September. A phone call to him on September 15th using a number she had previously spoken with him at went unanswered. Text messages to remind him of an upcoming hearing also received no reply. And that's what she wrote in the court filing. So,
wow.
It was supposed to be September 12th, but of course September 13th was the big album debut, so they tried to push it back. And now he's gone missing, so check under your bed. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Flaming hot take. Tell me if you would be on board with this. I think we should make a move on this. And we should say, if you are a stalker, if you've been convicted of stalking by a judge in a court of law, and you violate those stalking orders more than one time, I think they should implant a tracking chip in your body and give the other person the ability to track your real-time whereabouts. I think you should literally implant a chip in the people who violate that more than one time.
Like implant it, or just
yes.
If you take off the ankle bracelet, the anklet, I guess, that will set off an alarm.
I want
Those
it
have
in
GPS
their
location.
body.
Oh, come
I want
on.
it inside their body to discourage them from doing it. I want a precedent set for people who are that crazy and unhinged that follow people. That's weird. You imagine being Taylor
very
Swift?
Weird.
God, that's bad. I
Also,
think they should track them.
I think that there's more than one stalker. Can you imagine if they all have a club meeting at some point? The damage they could do.
Do you think that
stalker?
Do you think that they would be friendly with each other, or they're trying to get
No,
there
she loves
first?
me more. I've been to
Yeah.
her house 3 times, and you've
It's
only been there 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't even matter anyways.
Why not?
Because she's dead.
And finally, I shall leave you with this. Back to things that are not real, but are getting the headlines. I mean, this band is real, but they are now taking the avatar form. Congratulations to, of all people, there's 3 of them, right? This group right here. 2 of them? 1 of them. 2.
Daft Punk.
2.
Well, they are going to be making their way to Fortnite on September 27th. The Daft Punk Experience, Immersive New World, arriving September 27th. So I think this is beyond that Fortnite concert thing they were doing. They're now going to, I guess you can high-five them, or...
Do they even have to participate? I mean, is it just if it's just an avatar? They're not doing any of this.
Whoa, don't insult the avatar,
Watch your mouth! They also will offer a Daft Punk bundle, including the duo's iconic GM08 and TB3 helmets.
I heard their avatars are racist. That's what I heard.
Outfits, accessories, both Fortnite and Lego styles. Whoa. And instruments and a Get Lucky jam track. So this is all the things they can get instead of touching other humans.
They're doing Get Lucky? How?
They did
the
a
one where
great
he
job.
Dove off the car and slid over there,
And
did
his feet were moving. You'd never think this guy, the son of the alligator,
He could dance.
he can dance. Ilaria, though, too much.
Garbage.
The Voice on NBC, second season premiere of Murder in a Small Town on Fox.
Basuda.
Season finale of Alien Earth on FX. And the series premiere of The Lowdown on FX as well. You can catch Leonardo DiCaprio and all of his friends from one battle after another on Fallon. You follow your dreams with me on Instagram at Sabrina Amber. Most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Was there not a listing for who's on Kimmel tonight?
I left that blank.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Somebody said
I don't
Gavin
know.
Newsom. I don't know if that's true, but somebody said Gavin Newsom. If he comes out with like political people like that afterwards, that would be a sign of where he's going moving forward.
Plus, we don't know if we have listeners in the affiliates that don't get to watch it tonight, so I don't want to tease them.
Nexstar said that they are not going to be showing his program. So Nexstar and Sinclair are not broadcasting the Jimmy Kimmel Live show tonight. News? They're going to do something. Well, Sinclair said they're going to do some sort of news programming. And I don't know what Nexstar is going to do, but they released a statement saying they weren't going to issue it. And they may still be waiting for an apology and a donation like they announced at the beginning. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Sometimes I feel like this is kind of eclipsing the more important story that preceded it about the whole like shooting people thing.
Right.
But here we are. When we come back, I want to talk about Simon Cowell because we have to talk about Simon Cowell. There's
I'm ready for that. That's
talk about that. We'll also get into the update on that guy that shot up the TV station. He's back. He's back in the news. We've got more info about him, and I think it's kind of eye-opening. What do we know now? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles are in Tampa to face the Bucs this Sunday. Coverage starts at 12 noon on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app. Presented by First Horizon Bank and Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
If you're hopping on the major roadways this afternoon, I got good news for you. The roads are clear. You won't be running into any surprises affecting your ride. Ongoing construction continues on I-4 and Florida's Turnpike, so expect crews.
Hey! Chat, how are we? We've reached the halfway point of the show, and we got a lot of great stuff on the way. Do we have a light? No, we don't have a light because you guys whined about it. You said, I don't like the light. I don't think it improves things enough. And so the light is out of the equation now. The light is off the table. It could have been great, but it's off the table now. We don't have the light. Now you see, I'm obscure. I look like an anonymous person on Dateline or something. Like they're trying to hide my identity because I'm saying something offensive. Thank you, Feral Kitten. Bootsy said we never said that. Look, I agree. It's not like pronounced enough. If I was like this, that's better, right? But it's not pronounced enough if I'm like right here. And then right here, it's fine. Jesus. Jesus. See, that's 3 of us that liked it. I see you so clearly, Sean. Why do I think you're messing with me now? Meanwhile, look, I had to pull out the big guns. You see this? Do you know what that's for? To get rid of the hat shadows when I'm doing YouTube videos. Because I'm going to do another YouTube video either today or tomorrow. And when I'm wearing the hat, it's Shadow City, and that beautifully removes the hat shadow and provides a lot more clarity to the picture. I'm going up in quality. I'm doing it. How many of you, show of hands in chat, how many of you have seen the Simon Cowell video? Have you seen it yet? The Simon Cowell video. If you know, you know. Everybody else is about to see it in a minute or two. I like the light when you're not using it, but I also don't like it when you're not using it. Great. Perfect feedback. It really pisses me off, the stupid deal they want Kimmel to agree to. He didn't say anything bad about Kirk. Oh my God. Technically, his comments weren't about Charlie Kirk. They were about the shooter of Charlie Kirk. They might back down on it. They might not. Unfettered, just remember this. Just remember all the ways you feel when a Republican says something and then there's some sort of pushback on it. Because if you don't, round and round we go. Round and round we go. He suggested the very people mourning were responsible. That upset a lot of people. He inferred through his comments, I believe it was a fair inference to take away from them, that the shooter was MAGA aligned. Saying, like Jimmy Kimmel did, that MAGA spent the whole weekend trying to prove that the shooter was anybody other than one of them, negates the most important part. The reason why they were doing that was because people were lying about what was actually motivating the shooter and who the shooter was politically aligned with. It would be like saying this woman spent all weekend crying and not mentioning that it was because somebody was slapping her in the face the whole weekend. It was a pointed omission that I think he did possibly on purpose, maybe not. But he was technically wrong, so I think he should back off it. Some of you don't even want that, though. Some of you were like, no, he was right. He was right. We can't agree on if Tylenol is good. How are we going to agree on this? The best way to honor Charlie is to continue the conversation indefinitely? Maybe. Don't worry. Far more people in the last few days have been worried about a late night host, it seems, than that topic to begin with. What else do we got here? I can't wait to do this Simon Cowell thing. Oh, and then we're going to talk about the guy who shot the ABC affiliate in, I believe it was Sacramento. Nut job. We now know a little bit more about him. We also know that he had a note, and I have the note. So we'll go over that as we move along here as well. Okay, we're coming back. It's time to do the show. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. By the way, I keep getting a lot of email with people saying they're getting their mailbox money. You getting some mailbox money this week? I hope so. Show's back in 30 seconds.
Plan with confidence. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening to...
But I'm going to try. I'll muscle through so I can share this with you because it's something we need to talk about. We'll get to your first feedback of the show in just a bit here over on the dispatch side of things. And, of course, tips, TIPS at thenewsjunkie.com. I think when Simon Cowell dies, we need to isolate his brain and study it. We need to isolate a lot of things and study them after Simon Cowell from American Idol fame and ends up passing from this earth.
What makes you say that?
He's weird. He's a very, very weird individual. I don't know what to make of him. I know that whatever happened with his face, he's gone too far. Somebody needs to be reined in the plastic surgery world with whatever they did to Simon Cowell's face.
I saw what I believe is the clip you were going to share with us, and it looks like as if he should be in a casket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he has that kind of
like
that
his face
plaster look. from
I don't
out
know
the
that
house.
I haven't seen him in like forever.
Take a look at this. All right, so he was on the Jennifer Hudson show, and they do this mega cringe thing that I would hate. Where when you're a guest and you're about to come down and get onto the stage, they line up down this whole hallway, and then you go down the hallway, and they're like, yeah, ooh, yeah. And you have to like, it's like you're running down the hallway like it's a wedding, and you're dancing through the crowd, the line of people, and it's so weird. I would be weird about it too, but not as weird as Simon Cowell.
In the tunnel, he's walking down. The JGT right now.
It was this thing, yeah.
He's got a clap going that is
then it
very
stops
weird.
here. Like usually when you do the clap, you bring the hands down the side. Everyone else is doing the regular, normal, what we're used to clap. And then he started doing like a half heart, but as if his hands weren't working too much.
He looks like AI. That's what's going on.
He looks like a mortuary.
And his clapping and everything, he's weird.
Right now.
Yeah.
Simon and Jay Hud show. In the tunnel, he's walking down.
He's just a strange alien species, man. I don't know.
How old is he?
I don't know. Is he 60 something? Simon Cowell? Let's ask. He's got to be up there a little bit.
65.
How old?
65.
65? 65. So he's gone too far. Folks, age.
Okay, Sean, now Google image. Just go Simon Cowell age on Google, and then you can see how much he has changed. Just in the right corner. Like something must have happened medically because things are like melting a little bit.
Yes, yeah. He's a melty dude. And I don't know if this is because I think it's because he's had a lot of stuff going on. Look at this.
I could think of no more perfect picture to have the headline, has Simon Cowell had plastic surgery?
He is plastic surgery. What has gone wrong here? Folks, age. Ladies, gentlemen, age. It's okay. You're allowed to age. You're allowed to gracefully age. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You end up doing this, whatever this is, and you're like, oh, I look fantastic. You can't move any part of your body or your face.
It puts the lotion on the skin.
It is creepy and weird, and I don't like it. All right? I don't know what's going on with him. I'll put that up during the break on See It Now. So those of you who
I feel bad for him. You think? I mean, he must know how insane he looks. You can't look in the mirror not recognizing.
They
yourself.
asked him about it in his clip.
What did he say?
In the clip, Cowell walks through the hall while clapping along to the crew's personalized remix of The Greatest Show.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "I absolutely loved it. It's like the best way of coming on a show, seriously, I've ever done in my life. Do you mind if I steal it? It's seriously brilliant. I wanted to do it twice. I might do it on the way back."
Yeah, you look like you're having a fantastic time. He looked like he was just spawned into his body.
More sugar water.
This man, please, someone water this man. Okay, have fun. Bye-bye. See you later. There you go. Hollywood celebrities, they're just like you and me.
Just wait.
Exactly
Give it 10
the
more
same.
years, you're gonna get the things on the face.
I will never get any sort of facial
No
work done.
Botox?
No, I don't. No. I could go south. Like, it's not to say that you shouldn't do things to yourself. You know how many women do Botox? It's like insane. And that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong is when you go so overboard that you turn into like this mannequin looking human. And in your head, sometimes you think you look great, but the whole world sees you, and you all of us are like, what are you doing? Why do you keep doing this? Stop, please. I don't
Too
like
late.
it.
Botox release will go away. That's all filler, baby.
Yeah, it's in there. That's in there. And then when you
stretch
get
back
that
your
stuff,
face,
when you get it done, there's no undoing it. Unless you have the Kardashians doctors. I mean, they're like next level. Have you seen Kris Kardashian, the mom, before like the last year or two, and then now? Well, she looks like she's in her 30s again or something. It's insane. It's insane. Whatever's going on there is insane. But Hollywood, just like us, all of them are just like we are.
The Kardashian doctors are like, if you're playing one of those like Madden football games and you're making a custom player, and you can only go you only have so many points to work with. You're like, if I increase the speed, I got to decrease the throwing power a little bit.
Me? Look at a picture of Kim Kardashian when she was friends with Paris 20 years ago. She looks nothing like she looks now.
No.
They have all the points.
Her sisters are even more so like that. They look like different human beings. They look like this alien species that then took over the world because everybody wanted to have the same ass and the same face and the same hair and all of a sudden I just saw clones all over the place. I think that's fading out, but it was wild. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Stray Cat emails and says, just curious if you commented about Caroline Leavitt, White House press secretary, I believe, being assigned Secret Service protection. I have not commented on that. I would guess, I'll give the benefit of the doubt here, that if the press secretary is being given protection from the Secret Service, that there must be some active threats against her, and there must be some reason why they think that she needs some more protection. But we'll see if there's any updates on it.
Did Kamala get hers back?
She had authorities in California, I guess, California state authorities or somebody that were protecting her. I don't know if she has the Secret Service protection back. I don't know. This is Mark from Okeechobee. He says the tips at thenewsjunkie.com. I'm sure you heard this a million times. I listen live on the iHeart app every day at work. iHeart is advertising this new show called The News Agents. I have not heard about this. Ooh. The News Agents. What in the Sam hell? Even during your own show. First dispatches, now the whole damn show. I thought I heard the host name was even John Boston.
Could you imagine?
If they do John Boston and the News Agents, I'm out of here. I'm packing up my
Samantha
bags.
Bambra.
I can't take this. Have you guys heard this? Because I've not heard this at all.
It might be one of those stream things. Because didn't you say this person's reaching out from Okeechobee?
Yeah. So it's an online thing.
Oh, my God.
Folks on chat, have you heard this? The News Agents and John Boston, or is he trolling?
Two guys and a girl.
No.
It's,
is that really?
Emily Maitlis, John Sopel, and Lewis Goodall.
Oh.
All right.
3 of the UK's top journalists.
Are they Brits? Get out of here. You don't have a real country. You don't get to do a news show. Focus on your own stuff first. It's a British daily podcast.
We've got to start talking in accents, shall we, Grumpet?
I do like the accents. I can't hate. But they have problems just like we do. Let's see. Somebody says, why did Hank Williams Jr. lose Monday Night Football? His Rowdy Friends anthem was deemed unsuitable for games played in mostly empty pandemic-affected stadiums.
Huh?
That's from AI. I don't think that's true. The pandemic was in 2020. Hank Williams Jr., I'm pretty sure, lost that gig a lot earlier than that. This is what Google AI is saying.
What was the gig? I thought he just recorded the song once and it got replayed.
He did. I think they redid it a lot. It says this says it happened in 2011. So you're telling me that the person who was removed from Monday Night Football in 2011 was removed because of something happening with the pandemic? No, it's AI hyperventilating and just imagining things once again, I think. Yeah, it was something about comparing Obama to Hitler. It was the original quote. And that was one of the things that started all this. I don't know why there's a hallucination from Google saying he lost it again in 2020 because his Rowdy Friends anthem was unsuitable. I don't know if that's true. I know that they originally fired him because of some things that he said about politics at the time. It's so hard to keep up with all of this stuff, though. Let's see. This is Crystal says, hey, mailbox money ends soon. And she sends a link to the Poppy settlement, Poppi. That's a soda. And if you purchased Poppy sodas between January 23, 2020 and July 18th of 2025, you can file a claim and get some money because there's $8.9 million. I
don't think I've ever had a Poppy.
And a settlement fund. I have not either. It's popular, though. It's big.
Is it killing people or something?
It says the class action settlement will resolve this lawsuit on behalf of all individuals. It doesn't say what the lawsuit was actually about. And let me see, frequently asked questions. What's the lawsuit about? That helps. Plaintiffs brought the lawsuit alleging the defendant, Poppy Sodas, and properly marketed and labeled the products with gut-healthy representations. Plaintiffs allege that, as a result, consumers purchased products that they would not have otherwise purchased and or paid more for products as a result of gut-healthy claims.
So it still made people diarrhea.
Well, no, I think that like they put gut healthy on the can, but they didn't have a scientific or medical basis for saying that, and people went after him class action style. So yeah, that's good. Thank you for the email, Poppy, POPPI, settlement.com. If you've had any of that, go grab that mailbox money. Why not? Appreciate it. It's better than what I see people drinking. I see the trend of the moment is that places, and I've even seen some of them advertising it, they'll say, we have heavy soda. And
what's that?
I don't know what's wrong with some of you. I don't know why you're not getting enough in this soda-laden world. Heavy soda is where they rig their soda machines to put out much more of the concentrate stuff.
Oh, gross.
That's nasty.
They call it heavy soda because it's like twice as strong as a regular soda is.
And all syrup slurpee. Never been done before.
I don't want that.
Yes.
I don't want that myself. I'm not a fan. Let's do the update on that guy who shot up the ABC station. This was in Sacramento. And allegedly, this was, this was about potentially the Jimmy Kimmel stuff and some other things. And they said he left a note behind. He left a note behind, which has now been revealed. I'm going to pull this up here on the stream in just a second so I can read it for you. But prosecutors believe the suspect who allegedly opened fire on the ABC 10 station in Sacramento on Friday, this nut job, this lunatic, probably will spend a decade behind bars because he freaked out over Jimmy Kimmel being suspended for a week. And he shot a place. But they said there was a note behind. Hang on, let me find either the note or the description.
It'd be hilarious for this guy's story, at least, if Jimmy Kimmel just came back on the air tonight and said, I quit. I quit. And this guy still has to spend 10 years in prison or whatever he gets.
It says a Sacramento man who allegedly opened fire on the ABC affiliate in a brazen drive-by shooting had handwritten notes in his car railing against President Trump and a bizarre calendar memo reminding him to do the next scary thing. Now, I want you to remember all this because I'm going to tell you something that is very, very frustrating, mind-numbing to most people, and a symptomatic issue that shows you a larger problem, all right? But he had handwritten notes in his car railing against President Trump. He had a bizarre calendar memo reminding him to do the next scary thing, okay? He drove by ABC 10 in Sacramento, California, and blasted 3 bullets indiscriminately into the lobby of this building, which could have killed people. The 64-year-old also had some other stuff in his vehicle, I guess. Investigators found an anti-Trump book in his car and a handwritten note that said this: for hiding Epstein and ignoring red flags. The note also mentioned FBI Director Kash Patel, FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino, and Attorney General Pam Bondi, threatening that they were next. So he's got this note with him. It says these other people are next. He's going to do something crazy. He shoots his gun into this ABC TV station, firing off 3 bullets through the glass. Could have easily killed somebody. He was released hours later on bail.
And then rearrested, but was
rearrested because the feds came in, and the feds with the FBI were like, we're going to get you on federal charges here. But the locals in California took a guy who just shot up a TV station, who had all of these notes talking about the next thing, who had people's names on them, who was clearly pissed off and like targeting people. The folks in California spun that guy around in a couple of hours back out onto the streets. That's crazy. That is bad and crazy.
What do you get charged with by the state?
Hold on. There's a lot of charges. He was charged with assault with a deadly weapon.
Clearly not the 15 to 25 counts of attempted murder that somebody suggested yesterday.
Yeah, right.
That person would not have gotten bail.
By no means should they. It blows my mind when anyone that commits such a violent crime, even in an attempt, and fortunately did not kill anyone, gets let out so easily. Because I've dealt with something similar in Miami, for example. Also very big. There's so many of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Right.
That they just let everybody out because they have to go on to the next person and consider,
crazy.
Are they on probation? Did anyone get killed? If you don't get killed, you go to a pile that's not addressed for years.
This is what I'm saying. There are many people who are like, if you want to release them quickly and they're not really a danger to everybody else, I get it. But we have literally violent people. And they said he was arrested by cops on state counts of assault with a deadly weapon, shooting into an occupied building, and negligent discharge of a firearm. And was released hours later. And then the feds came in and got him. Like, this is not good. We shouldn't be doing this. This is not how the justice system should work. Somebody who shoots up a rando TV station and is crazy about this and saying other people are going to be the next target, that person needs to stay in prison. Stay in jail for a little while. And then we figure out what's happening with your case, figure out what's going on with you mentally. Spinning them around ain't the thing. But I guess that's what happens over in Sacramento. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. But again, somebody politically motivated apparently in shooting ABC 10 over there. Because they were mad at the Trump administration for Epstein stuff, for not releasing that, because they were mad at the FBI director and co-director and the AG. And I think they said something about Charlie Kirk in the sign-off to it, like CK, the initials, which they thought were related to Charlie Kirk. So that's somebody really, really angry at a bunch of Republican political figures and just released almost immediately. That's bad. There should have been a higher amount of bond on that person. When we come back, we'll get to Rapture talk. What's going on with that? Why are people ready for the Rapture now of all times? Is it really going to happen this week? We'll also give you an update on that football player who threw all of his weight down on another football player who was already injured on the ground and did spinal damage as a result. What's the update? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
Monsters in the morning.
Okay, it works, but are you like, are you into sex a lot? Are you sexually aroused a lot? Do you want to do it a lot?
Why, you want to take me to dinner first?
I know.
I know, I'm just saying, like.
The Monsters in the morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
If you're heading out right now on the major roadways, traffic's wide open. You won't be running into any surprises affecting your drive. On the roadways by the coast, you might run into some rainy conditions. Expect reduced visibility and slippery roadways in some areas. Ongoing construction continues on Florida's Turnpike and I-4, so expect some crews near the roadways there. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got twang.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about Duke's Mayo. It says here it's got twang.
Daylight's come and the news junkie go home. Wasn't well thought out. Back to the drawing board. All right, when we come back, we will get into the update on that football injury and Rapture talk and a whole lot more. Also, for those of you in Florida, have you seen this new portal? There's a portal that the state of Florida has apparently launched where you can report extremism. So I guess like if you think your friends or somebody else that's online has posted something that you think is like extremist language, you can report them. You could like send in a tip and they'll chase that down. How do we feel about this?
You ever wonder how far an EV can take you on one charge? Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff no problem. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get their groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your in-laws in the next county.
Excuse me?
They don't need to know that. And the best part,
You're reporting me?
the way forward is
What are you going to report me for?
things that fit your life at Electric for All.
What'd I say? Surely that won't get abused with fake reports? There's no way they don't get a lot of people like trolling, people like submitting stuff that's just completely useless and something you can't take action on. Zach, good luck. Have fun. Bootsy will probably be reported. I would expect that. I would think that would be right. BDMX Con says, I don't know anyone I think has the will or capacity to harm me. Damn. You don't think anybody currently alive on planet Earth has the capacity or will to harm you? I guess that's probably most people, right? Unless it's like incidental violence that happens around you. I cannot say the same for myself. There is a reason why I will be purchasing a Glock this weekend. I've already picked it out online. There's a reason why I will be taking that Glock to the gun range, spending some inordinate amount of time making sure I can use it properly and safely in every single way. There is a reason. There are many reasons. And it's not because of the Rapture. So does it work for both parties, or is it going to be one-sided? This portal, I guess, is ostensibly, or generally speaking, set up for anybody to report anybody. But, I mean, extremism, violent extremism, like, some people are going to view violent extremism one way, and some people are going to view violent extremism in the exact opposite way. It's tough. Stevie, of course. Of course. What model? I don't know. I've saved it. There's a couple that I was looking at. He doesn't have any kids in his house? No, I don't. I don't have any kids in my house. But I still will be very, very, very safe. Is it because Dortney hits you? No. No, it's because of things that I can't necessarily get into. Also, did you guys see, another pretty crazy thing was, I saw now some social media platforms were punishing users for things that they liked or upvoted, I believe. I saw some screenshots. I'll have to verify that these are real. But there were people who were getting reprimanded by Reddit in particular because they were upvoting hateful posts. Mostly because like 30 to 40%, my estimation, of Reddit was super fucking happy that Charlie Kirk got murdered in cold blood. And I think a lot of people were like upvoting stuff related to that. And Reddit sent these messages, if the screenshots were real. They sent messages to people for content that they upvoted. Not posted, not comments that were out of line, but something against TOS that wasn't even taken down, but that they upvoted. Coming back.
That the insurance companies can't ignore. With decades of experience and a track record of winning for our clients. Fairer and fairer. Orlando.
Hey, this is Matt Jones. I'm Drew Franklin, and this is NFL Cover Zero. We're just here to try to give you an NFL perspective a little bit different.
Did you see the Colts pretzel? That was my other big takeaway from that game.
What was that? Oh, my. We think NFL coverage should be informative and entertaining. And twice a week, that is exactly what you're going to get. Open up your free iHeartRadio app, search NFL Cover Zero with Matt Jones and Drew Franklin, and listen now.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock.
No worries, no worries. I get it. Life gets in the way. Life gets busy. But you can catch up with the show at any point in time. There's a video on demand of the show every single day under featured on thenewsjunkie.com, or the podcast to take you home, or whenever you're driving around and you want some company, catch back up with the show. The podcast links on thenewsjunkie.com. Finally, I say, it's been launched. And I've been asking for this to happen for a very long time because, well, mainly I work with two people who I would consider to be violent extremists. Honest to God, you gotta be aware of this. You gotta have a place to turn people in, and now we do, especially in the state of Florida. For those of you in Florida, Florida has apparently launched a portal to report violent extremism.
Oh, what could go wrong?
I plan to use it. It says combat violent extremism. It doesn't look like a very robust website. It just kind of looks like a contact form. It looks like it's a attorney general for the state of Florida page that says combat violent extremism. It says if this is an emergency, please call 911. But otherwise, you leave your contact info in a threat summary, and then they're supposed to handle this. It says Florida officials have announced a new tool to combat violent extremism, allowing individuals to report any threats of violence against others. So you see some crazy people on your social media, and you think they're threatening violence, and you turn them in. You turn those people in.
Is this website up and running already?
I guess it is. I think it's up right now. I'm going to turn you in momentarily, but I have to wait.
So many clips. I'm going to do this right now, actually. You guys keep talking.
Florida Attorney General James Youthmeyer announced the new portal following the death of Charlie Kirk. He said pictures, videos, or even text messages can be uploaded. There will be no place here in Florida for political violence or extremism. Youthmeyer says teachers should not celebrate the death of Kirk. Actions will be taken, yada, yada, yada. So it's just like here, to access the portal, click here.
Wait. This is for reporting violent extremism?
Yes. That's
and he
what it
mentioned
says.
Teachers celebrating the death of Kirk? Does he want people to report teachers celebrating the death of Kirk?
I don't know if they just connected that in the news story or if he said that when he launched the portal itself.
Is there they should add a good definition or what to look for as far as violent extremism.
It says on the website, Office of the Attorney General James Youthmeyer, then contact information, threat summary, links to threat, file uploads, and then there's a security question for CAPTCHA stuff. And it says, be advised all information submitted to this complaint is subject to public inspection, yada, 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 and you submit it. It doesn't define what violent extremism is. I don't see that at all. It just says, you can report it here. Maybe, hold on. This is the press release.
Maybe some examples?
Maybe. Okay, it says this is not intended for an emergency situation. And it says it's a new tool to help identify and combat politically motivated violence. The idea of somebody being assassinated for peacefully opposing such radical ideals is vile and anti-American. Threats of political violence will not be tolerated in Florida. That's why today we're launching this new tool named the Combat Violent Extremism Portal. Any individual who makes a threat that violates Florida law will be dealt with immediately. I am ISIS. Oh, no, that's that. I am ISIS. I assure you, I am not actually ISIS. I am ISIS. I know that sounds like I'm ISIS, but I am not. This is real Sean, new Sean, not ISIS. They said the law enforcement partners will work with them to enhance efforts to safeguard the state of Florida from political violence. It doesn't say much more about like what they consider that.
Read the next paragraph, though.
And any educator who makes vile, despicable comments celebrating and encouraging violence in schools will be investigated and held accountable, said Commissioner of Education Anastasios Komatousis or whatever. So that was another person that was at the press conference with the Attorney General, because that's not a quote from the AG. That's a switch over.
It just seems like to lump this in the press release for it. You're like, are we supposed to be reporting teachers?
Well, if they're encouraging violence in schools, yeah. I mean, I want those teachers reported.
Or are they just? I mean, granted, I don't think it should be a teacher that is posting, especially if they're completely, their social media information is very easily accessible to their students, and impressionable minds should not be celebrating someone's death. But if they are saying, now let's go commit some more violence, that I could see falling under the category. But if they're just like, well, good riddance, then what?
Hold on. It's a little broad, because it says anybody who makes vile, despicable comments celebrating and encouraging violence in schools will be investigated and held accountable. If somebody's encouraging violence, well, that's the thing. That's the thing there.
That's one of the points of this portal
here. But if
here.
it's just vile and despicable, I don't want every vile comment to be reported. That seems like, y'all. I'll kill everyone. Oh my God, that is. I'll kill you all! I'll kill everyone! That's the ISIS guy. That's not me. That wasn't me at all. I'll kill you all! I'll kill everyone!
So much like you.
It sounds like me because AI is powerful in 2025. Of course.
So you're saying new Sean doesn't agree with these, but old Sean was the ISIS guy.
I didn't say
you've anti-radicalized.
No, I've
normalized.
No. If anything, the opposite. Rather.
What?
The opposite of that. I've radicalized more since that.
Oh.
But I'm not ISIS. I'm not ISIS. And what was the other one? What am I? I'll kill you all! I'll kill everyone! That was probably a quote from somebody or something. It wasn't for me.
No way to find out.
The announcement follows a troubling rise in politically motivated attacks nationwide. Well, we're seeing this stuff. I keep seeing these things. I see the guys shoot the ABC up. I see the guys shouting Free Palestine and shooting the people at the wedding event. I see all of these things. They seem to be coming from mostly one angle here. They do, at least in the most recent future, most recent history here. But they're not going to get anything out of this, I don't think. I don't think this is going to do anything. This isn't any kind of new law. This isn't any kind of, it's just like a way to get more tips.
I think they're going to get tips. They're going to get a lot of.
Yeah, but what are they going to get? They're going to get boomers complaining about somebody where they're going to go, actually, this isn't.
Yes.
Every time you have to like.
I'm saying they won't, it's not going to be fruitful in a sense of they're going to get a lot done. Stop a lot of violent extremism. I just think they're going to get a lot of feedback that makes no sense, or just people messing around.
Well, isn't this one of our problems that we talk about all the time? This is really it. It's like when you open everything up to everybody, like when you have a murder investigation and you go, we want tips from everybody. Get ready for a fire hose of useless information. It's just a bunch of crap that you trace it all down and it ends up wasting your time. And in this case, I think they'll probably end up with a lot of that. They end up with people who go, this person posted this and my feelings got hurt afterwards. And then you say, well, that's not necessarily illegal. Just because your feelings are hurt doesn't mean that we could do anything about this. At least not yet. All right. Let's see. I got some video dispatches, some cell phone dispatches, not cell phone dispatches, some audio dispatches, including one on the cell phone story. So let's hear on what are those, the Secret Service bust with these crazy cell phone setups in New York City. Here's ex-swimmer.
Good after morning, share the show Tuesday, junkies.
Hey!
Ex-swimmer here. Hey, I'm listening to this cell phone thing you guys are talking about. It's fascinating. I worked for a telecommunications company and on the tech side for about 15 years, and I was listening to it this morning, and it's just really interesting to read into what they're trying to do with this. One of the things that got me was they reported that all those SIM cards could send out 30 million texts every minute.
Crazy.
Which would then block everybody's phone, shut everything down, and that's the main thing that they were looking at. I haven't seen it in the articles yet, but I heard that on the morning news, so just thought it was kind of interesting, fascinating to follow. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Interesting, ex-swimmer. I had thought, and I might be 100% wrong on this. If so, I apologize. I had thought that they were saying they could shut down New York City cell phone communications simply with the brute power of taking 100,000 cell phone SIM cards and doing an outgoing attempt, much like a DDoS attempt on a website or something.
Right.
Like if you're at a concert and too many people are on their cell phones at once.
Correct.
I thought that's how they might take it down.
To me, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
I sent you an article. It's not something we need to dive too heavy into because it's quite nerdy and specific. But there was a guy that did this article for Medium about how he had to build a small one of these. Like get, like we saw the photos of that server room that had all the different SIM card dealios in it with the tons of antennas. He had to build a small one for his company. I was compelled to build an internal company solution for managing multiple SIM cards for receiving SMS codes to our marketing department. And I don't know what the marketing department needs the SMS codes for.
Oh, if you sign up for a website, they're like, text this and you'll get an additional 50% off your first order.
Right. So I guess instead of going the commercial solution for that, they wanted their own kind of path that was cheaper. And the person found like a whole bunch of stuff on like Alibaba that has these SIM modems that you can plug a couple hundred in per device.
Like a nefarious equipment that can allow you to do some things that maybe aren't really above board.
It depends on how you use it, because I don't think it's supposed to be nefarious.
Right, but it can. It's like those little hacking devices that they have where you could use this to break the law.
The
or
Flipper
you could use
Zero?
This yes, exactly. All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, jury duty. We'll get to the most amazing close call ever that just happened. Wait till you see this if you're watching. I'll explain it for everybody else. And a whole lot more. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
UCF football is mourning assistant coach Sean Clark. He passed away Sunday at 50 after a medical emergency. Knights will visit Kansas State this week. The sale of the Rays, it's close to becoming official after Major League Baseball owners approved Patrick Salupski as the new owner on Monday. And Scotty Scheffler and several U.S. Ryder Cup team members say now they'll be donating their pay for playing in the event to charity. I'm Scott Davidson.
Looking for an exceptional driving experience? Find it behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Experience the power, precision, and intelligence of an iconic Mercedes-Benz SUV at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today.
Folks, I am so proud to tell you about a company that is locally owned and operated. That's important to me. And I think it is to you as well, that they hire people here locally, that they hire the best, which they do at Mills Air, and that they're a family-owned and operated company. It's not like one of these big, giant corporations that is a bunch of carpetbaggers coming in to try to take your money and take advantage of you. No, these folks live in the same neighborhoods we do. And when your AC breaks, they know how to fix it. Trust me that. They know how to fix every kind of AC setup, every kind of brand you can even imagine. They are the best of the best at Mills Air. And they could get you all set up with a brand new Carrier unit if you need it. Huge rebates, by the way, if you go through Mills Air. Why would you leave that money on the table? You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Here's the phone number. Your AC's broken, dial this, 407-277-1159. or find them online at millsair.com.
When my wife and I got married after both graduating law school, we didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. Ultima had to give me her gas card just to drive home. We never could have imagined that one day we would have...
Hey folks, Skull Mic activated. Skull Mic activated. I've got an amazing close call when we come back. Wait till you see this. It's going to be crazy. And I'm seeing an escalation on this Epic Universe roller coaster ride death. The generally civil rights related attorney Benjamin Crump. Ben Crump is now representing the family of this disabled man who died on that Epic Universe roller coaster. And there's a lot of rumors, a lot of misinformation, a lot going on there. But if you're an attorney, what case do you want more so than very rich theme park has a ride, a handicapped person, disabled person goes on this ride and dies, and everybody's going to have empathy for the person obviously who died. Great case if you're an attorney. But that is now definitely escalated. And I don't know if they have the ride back up and running. I have not heard any confirmation that the ride at Epic Universe is running again. Wait, was the guy in a wheelchair? Yes, he was. He was a disabled man in a wheelchair. And they said the ride functioned as expected. They said, well, first the family said he didn't have any pre-existing conditions, which is quite obviously not true. He's a disabled man in a wheelchair. He's got health issues, to say the least. But optically, for a theme park to go against the guy in the wheelchair that died on your roller coaster, it's tough. The park has deep pockets. That's when big name attorneys show up. True. And it's brutal, even though you might say like, hey, accidents happen. When you go on these rides, there's the reason why there's all sorts of warnings and stuff. It's a high impact, high speed roller coaster ride. Things happen. And in a way, it's like none of that matters, because how is a jury going to feel when you're in there talking about how a disabled man died? It's a slam dunk case. It sucks for them. I feel bad for the guy, but I was under the impression that those theme parks all have all kinds of signs telling you not to ride the rides if you have conditions like that. I mean, you've seen it. Everybody has seen this. In New York, we have a coaster called the Superman when you're strapped in at the hip. A man rode on that and had no legs and flew off and died. No comment. Coast Cities, what are you doing? What are you doing? 2 minutes and we're back for jury duty with the update on the Epic Universe lawsuit now. You don't want me on that jury then? AJ says, the warning signage for that roller coaster specifically are crazy, like way more than I've ever seen before, and I worked at Universal for 10 years. Yeah, honestly, I'm just, like, if I'm coming from the heart and just being as real with you as I can, I feel like it was probably just a freak accident, and that it really wasn't the ride, or certainly not the employees at Universal that were to blame, but it just... it's a great case, so the attorneys are going to want it, you know? It becomes a moneymaker. Kind of like that guy that flew off Superman with no legs. Woo! I can see my legs from here! Coming back right now.
Your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
This earful of real radio is sponsored by Sunset Walk Best of Challenge. Tickets on sale now at sunsetwalk.com.
Because you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is the...
Hey, friend, I'm glad you like talking with us. I'm glad you like hanging out because that's what we do here each day. The three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. Learn more at thenewsjunkie.com. Before we get to jury duty, how freaky would this be? So visual, so I'll put it up on See It Now for everybody else in just a moment. But somebody filmed this right over, I think, Moscow, and there were some Ukrainian drones that were getting close to Moscow. And so they had these huge planes in Russia fly low over the city. And when I say low... There's a huge military plane flying right over the top.
That's ballsy.
Like, I feel like if you were on top of one of these buildings, it was maybe 100 feet or 200 feet. Maybe it just looks closer than it is.
Flying... They're not trying to land anywhere?
No. They're flying low so that they can, I guess, stay away from these drones that were reported in the area. It's a huge military plane, and it was a Antonov 124.
Oh, those are big. Antonov planes are huge.
And it went right over downtown Moscow, I guess.
Imagine
it was trying to dodge a Ukrainian drone swarm. It is pretty wild how involved drones are. War in 2025. It's like the thing that these drones are now the biggest part of these militaries. Crazy, though. Very, very scary.
Antonov at one point made one of the largest planes that flew, and there was only a couple of them made, and I think one of the last ones that was still airworthy got destroyed in the Russian-Ukraine conflict.
What are they for? What's a plane that big for?
Heavy lift transport.
Like tanks and stuff?
Tanks, elephants.
Oh,
really?
my.
Yeah, get them elephants on the front line. Okay, here we go, friends. Let's do this. I got some updates like the Epic Universe roller coaster death. Boy, oh boy. Update on that on the way. And this football injury that we talked about. Let's do it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one and only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. The phone number after you get into an accident is this. Just remember this. 800-CALL-MO. 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 Or go to justcallmo.com. Tongue-tied, excuse me. If you get into an accident, reach out to Moses DeWitt. 800-CALL-MO or justcallmo.com. They have now kicked off a manslaughter investigation. A manslaughter investigation after the person died on Stardust Racers at Epic Universe.
Really?
Now, I ask this question.
And who's they?
Who do you charge with manslaughter if somebody dies on a roller coaster?
The villain in Stardust?
You can't charge, I don't think, the person like hitting the button to launch the roller coaster.
No.
They say,
can you charge a company? I mean, you can sue a company for loss of life.
That's what I heard, is that the family lawyered up. But
yeah, they did with Benjamin Crump.
Yep. And and he was also the one who was the lawyer for the kid who
dropped out of the drop ride, and died, unfortunately, yes.
But manslaughter is going to be, I assume, very tough to fight in court, considering no one else was slaughtered.
I'm reading this from Local 6, and it says, following the death of a guest who rode the Stardust Racers roller coaster at Epic Universe last week, investigators now say they're looking into the case under the state's manslaughter statute. The incident happened on Wednesday when 32-year-old Kevin Zavala, the disabled man, was found unconscious on the ride and taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The medical examiner said it was an accident. Manner of death is accident, multiple blunt impact injuries. But an incident report obtained by News 6 said that he had a pre-existing spinal injury, though they don't know whether that contributed to the accident.
And his GoFundMe says he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. But his family at first, I think, or somebody behind the family might have said he doesn't have any pre-existing conditions. He is a wheelchair-bound man who definitely had pre-existing conditions, and he may have had a spinal injury that led to all of this. Despite that, Universal Orlando's safety guide says that it's not for guests with back, neck, or similar physical conditions. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it goes. That's the status quo on rides and roller coasters. If you get onto a modern day ride at a big theme park, there are going to be unmissable warnings throughout the entire queue that are going to tell you if you have heart problems or back problems or, name your problem, that maybe you shouldn't go on this ride. But that is, I'll tell you what, there's a reason why Ben Crump, the famous civil rights lawyer, has been hired and is on this. That is dollar signs in the eyeballs. When you got a disabled person dying on a roller coaster and deep pockets.
I wonder what comes into play at that point. I know we have to go to break soon, but it's like, what if that wasn't his first time riding it that day? Does that come into play? Do they say maybe if you have a pre-existing condition, one ride, you're at risk for being hurt. But if you're there 7 times, I mean, you've now made the conscious decision to continue risking.
I try to think about stuff that Mo tells us all the time, and he tells us, like, they have to be negligent. They have to have been negligent about something. Was there something broke that they didn't fix? Was there something that they knew that could have led to this person still being alive?
Which they're saying from the statement we heard yesterday was no. Nothing was broken. Everything was intact. Everything was operating according to procedure.
Yeah. So, all right, we'll see. We'll ask Moses about that when he comes in this week. All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll get into a bunch of stuff that I've plugged and not gotten to yet. Rapture talk. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about that football player who is in some more trouble and a whole lot more. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Join Jack Angel and Ray Trendley from TK Law on the Bucks Bus. Details at realradio.fm/bus.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
You're going to start running into some familiar delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and Apopka Vineland Road. There's slowdowns where State Road 408 meets I-4. Getting through the city, expect some congestion there. Afternoon showers. 68477.
Hey!
From the Traffic Center in James, Birmingham.
What the hell?
Report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got...
Come on. I need a song to close on for a final hour, power hour underway.
You know, we've been talking about
not Duke's Mayo. Don't even offer it up.
Historically busiest section of hurricane season, and though we've been pretty lucky this year, if the right storm comes along and heads our way, you could find yourself in a situation where your power's out for maybe a couple of days. You're sitting around in the dark waiting for the grid to come back.
This is the Duke's Mayo song.
No lights, or having to shell out money to stay in a hotel room for a couple days just to be comfortable. Call Solar Installers of Florida. They'll get you a solar system and battery backup so that the lights stay on, the fridge stays cold, your family
stays safe and comfortable. So you call them up, they're going to design a system built for Florida homes, complete with that battery.
Folks,
That means lower
the end of an era on MTV. The end of an era on MTV.
keeps running. Don't wait until another storm.
The television show Catfish is going to be jettisoned by MTV. They're done with Catfish. I don't know how MTV is still broadcasting. It's like Ridiculousness and Catfish were most of the schedule. So now I assume we'll just go to Ridiculousness. So now you're just like a America's Funniest Videos 24/7 music television channel. That's what they have going on over there. Although I must tell you, and I hesitate to admit this, it's slightly embarrassing, but I have been watching Love, Con, Revenge. At the beginning, I was under the impression that it was a Spanish reality show. I did not watch it because I thought it was Love, Con, Revenge. But Courtney said, no, it's about romance scams. And we have been watching that. And I, as corny and cheesy as it is, I hate to tell you, I have been entertained. I have been entertained. I thought it was going to be Headbangers Ball that's leaving the show. There is no Headbangers Ball, I don't think. Not any longer. MTV has always been nuts. They're just behind the 8 ball. They didn't know what they wanted to be. If you don't know what you want to be, you will die. Okay? If you don't know where you're going, you will die. If you don't know how you're going to evolve and fight changes in the industry, you will die. MTV will die. It's hanging on by a thread as it is. MTV, mark my words on this, in 5 to 10 years, MTV will be in the dustbin of history. It will be just like Playboy, where only the logo printed on shirts as some sort of throwback is a way to generate revenue from merchandise sales. That's what MTV will be. Because like Blockbuster Video, they didn't know where they were going. They didn't know where the trajectory was supposed to take them. Three minutes. MTV plays a lot of Big Bang Theory. It's just like random stuff that they license out, you know? But what's the long-term play there? You get a couple of eyeballs watching these shows as they flip through the cable guide, and they're like, oh, Big Bang Theory. Okay, I'll stop here. And then that's your audience. That's not a mission statement. That's not an agenda. That's not a plan for a network. You're toast.
When it comes to talking with your team, empathy is everything. And that's especially true for reducing their risk for substance use.
Melania Trump announces fostering the future.
Hand in hand. So before you talk about drugs,
A global coalition of nations
how they're doing.
to ensure every child can flourish in the digital era. I don't know exactly what that means, but it sounds like helping kids out with the internet. How to make kids internet good? Okay, here we go. We're coming back. I hope you're doing okay so far. mic on or something? No. No, what?
Oh, I thought something coming.
No. All right. No, I mean, unless there's a mic on right here I don't know about.
No.
I mean, there's this mic. You guys can hear me, right? But he shouldn't be able to hear me. What? C-Lane sucks. C-Lane is the worst. Hope C-Lane died. You can't hear me. See? Oh, okay. We're coming back.
Largest inventories, we deliver the selection and savings other dealers can't match. Our friendly, non-commissioned sales team is here to guide you, never pressure you. Stop by one of our 3 area locations or visit greenwaykias.com. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
Example stock number TG007443. Negative equity refinanced expires 10/7/25.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Radio.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
Halloween spectacular. The roast of me, Sean Wasson. Bad idea, I know, but it's going to be an amazing, amazing event. Get scared. Get your tickets for the roast of Sean Wasson over at thenewsjunkie.com/roast, a very exclusive event. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a hoot, and we want you there. So do show up. It's something fun for adults to do on Halloween. They take so many things away from you, and we want an event where you're going to dress to impress. We're all going to look good. We're going to come together, and we're going to make some incredibly hurtful jokes about each other over the course of an evening that I think you're going to truly love. Do not miss out on that. Let's see here. What do we got? A bunch of things to get into, including some of your feedback here. Email tips@thenewsjunkie.com if you'd like. And also send us a dispatch like this one. Here's Not Stevie G with a video dispatch.
My name is John Borson, and I say your show, The News Junkie, is going to fall like the London Bridge. We're going to eat you like crumpets and drink you like tea. You understand? Have a good day, guys. Wiggle, wiggle, pop.
Oh, crazy prank. I thought that was the real one.
I thought it was John Boston the whole time.
You gave it away at the end. I thought it was the news agents. The news agents coming to take over, knock us out of the way. It's unbelievable, this pitched battle that we're in right now. One more for now. Here is Jay Ryan talking to us. Hello.
Hey, junkies. Hope you're having a great day. One time I went to cancel a gym membership, and they made you do it by registered mail. Who has ever sent anything registered mail in like the last 20 years, unless it's like a lawyer or something like that?
True.
And then I get to the post office to send it. I've never sent one before. And the crazy toothless lady behind the counter just kept yelling at me that I was doing it wrong, but she also wouldn't help me do it right. It was so frustrating. Anyways, you guys have a great day.
I agree. It seemed to me to be one of the very few bipartisan things where everybody agreed, hey, if I sign up for a membership, there should be a button that I can click that says cancel, and that's that.
No further steps.
Nothing else. Just click cancel, and it goes, oh, sorry, you wanted to cancel your account. Everybody rallied around. They passed legislation on this, and we were going to make some progress. And then the wheels just fell off. The wheels fell off, and they were like finding all kinds of loopholes, and we can't actually enforce this.
Registered mail, though.
Last time there was a registered mail, Caitlyn Jenner, I thought. Let me work on that one. I'll bring it back up later on.
Right.
Newsjunkie.com/roast. That's not where that came from.
I have. I actually got registered mail once when I was rear-ended by some.
Bet you were. Guys, you're setting this up for me.
By some kid on the highway.
Yikes!
Okay.
And his dad.
Okay, I've seen this porn before.
Situation keeps getting worse.
His dad accused me of being at fault via registered mail, and we tried to respond to it. And you can refuse registered mail. I didn't even know that.
That's great.
We tried to beat him in his own game, and it just got sent back to us.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, well, I'm done with this loser.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. I don't blame you. By the way, if we introduce the ability to refuse mail into the equation, the whole system explodes. It's bad. Like if you were buying
there is a way. You have to also do a whole 4 steps to stop getting junk mail, for example. It's a thing.
If you stood by your front door and then the mail person showed up and you were like, I only want this one. The rest of them take them away from me and disperse of them out. Like, that wouldn't work. That ain't happening. Unfortunately for all of us, I think. Let's see here. A couple of things to go over. I got more details that I wanted to work in about that guy who shot up the ABC 10 TV station in Sacramento and the notes and stuff he left behind. This was from the police, law enforcement. And they said the Federal Bureau of Investigation arrested Annabelle Hernandez Santana, now 2 names, the way they got this one showing here, but some of the articles just make it a compound word. But Annabelle Hernandez Santana, 63, of Sacramento. A 3-count amended criminal complaint was filed against him on Monday morning, charging him with possessing a firearm within a school zone, discharging a firearm within a school zone, and interfering with a radio communication station, U.S. Attorney Eric Grant announced. According to court documents, he fired 1 shot towards and 3 shots into the ABC 10 station in Sacramento. While standing on the sidewalk around the block from the station in front of 3rd Street, Hernandez Santana fired the first shot into the air and in the direction of the station. He then drove to the front of the station and fired 3 shots directly into the building's lobby. A KXTV employee was inside the lobby at the time. Close call. This nut job. Although nobody was injured, the location where he fired the first shot was within a school zone. Law enforcement executed a search of his person, home, and vehicle. There was a weekly planner attached to the refrigerator in his home. Under Friday, there was a handwritten note that said, "Do the next scary thing." Who just puts that on the
crazy people? Crazy people.
Do the next scary thing. Law enforcement also found in his car a handwritten note that said, "For hiding Epstein and ignoring red flags, do not support Patel." That's the head of the FBI, Bongino, who's at the FBI, and Attorney General Pam Bondi. They're next. Jesus. And then it says CK from above, which they believe meant Charlie Kirk from above. And again, this guy was bonded out within hours. Who said Patel, Bongino, and AG Pam Bondi, big figures in the Trump administration, were next. Charlie Kirk from above, as if they were next to die from this person, and they turned them around that fast. The Sacramento Police Department initially arrested him on Friday evening, but he was released on bail the next day. The FBI arrested him hours later, and the case is a product of an investigation by the FBI. He is facing 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine at the moment, which to me, I would be okay with that being much, much more steep, the punishment for that. You firing off 3 rounds through a window of a business could have very easily killed 3 people. It very easily could have killed 3 people because you were upset about some political stuff. That's insane, unhinged. We don't need these people wandering the streets with the rest of them, or with the rest of us at least. There you go. All right, let's see. I'll get to more of your dispatches in a moment, but I want to talk about this Rapture talk thing because apparently everybody thinks the Rapture is coming. They're all freaking out. The end of the world is nigh.
What do we got? 24 hours or something?
Why this time?
It was supposed to be today, but the Rapture is not actually happening.
It was the 24th.
The sheet in front of me says September 23rd.
That's why it's very confusing because I'm getting the 24th.
Oh. They
Told
said
ya.
the 23rd and 24th.
Oh.
Maybe they're considering different time zones?
Could be. It says the September 23rd prediction came from Joshua Makela, a South African pastor who says he saw Jews and Jesus in a vision returning on Rosh Hashanah, the new year in Judaism. And he said it's going to happen on the 23rd, right now, the 24th of September, when Jesus comes back, and people are planning for the rapture, prepping on all the social media platforms that you could imagine. You get all your stuff ready. You get your best outfit on.
But that's going to be taken off of you. The rapture takes your naked body.
Yikes. I never considered this, actually. Does the rapture not bring you with the clothing that you're wearing? Are you naked when you arrive?
I believe you are naked just as you arrived on Earth. Now, some people are probably prepping for being left on Earth because they were not invited to be raptured into heaven.
Yes, especially the TikTokers. The TikTokers
Facebook,
probably going to hell.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
And they are, I'm sure, getting ready for what happens afterwards. But so everybody gets zapped up naked, shoes
Do they
and
have
everything.
an idea of what time?
This doesn't say.
I want to make sure that I've. Do your pets go? Or
Your
do they
dogs.
leave the cats and the dogs with enough food?
Listen,
I don't wanna
hold
get
on.
into this
I read a
controversy.
book that made it very clear that all dogs go to heaven.
You read the book?
That was based on a book? That was just a.
I'm sure
film?
it was in book form too.
I doubt it. It's a cartoon.
You saw the movie. You saw the cartoon movie. All dogs go to heaven.
And those two dogs did not go to heaven.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think all dogs do go to heaven. I think that they do, or at least I hope they do. Otherwise, why do I want to be there without Lady? You know what I mean?
That's very sweet.
Courtney's great.
That's very presumptuous of you.
Oh, then I'm going to heaven?
You're so not getting raptured, dude.
What's the case against me being raptured? Why am I not?
You've done a lot of very unrapturable things.
Like what? Name one thing.
Statute of limitations is still active. I don't know.
That's what I thought.
For me, it's tough to be a sex offender.
That is, again, out of context. Out of context.
The context being...
I will say I am not a sex offender. All right, just so you know. Never, never, never. All right? Didn't do it.
To some people, the fact that you even had sex is offensive. So...
Wow!
Roasted. More to come.
Where is this coming from?
NewsJunkie.com/roast. Practice.
It'll be, trust me, it'll be funnier than that. Or at least I hope. Or we need to reschedule some things. Change some times around and stuff. But,
boom, roasted.
Okay. Let's see what we have here. An update on this football incident. Kalamazoo Central High School. That's where the big fat kid smashed himself on the other kid, like pancaked him is what they're calling it. The opponent that was much smaller than him was squished underneath him and suffered 2 spinal fractures. Toma kalatapotuta. Translation, not good.
Not good
this
at all.
Ain't good for the health of this person. They said the parents of the kid who was injured, very unsurprisingly, are requesting that there be some charges against the giant football player who pancaked their kid.
What was he thinking?
I don't know.
You were there on the field. Cameras are pointed at you, and you tried to hurt him. You know how much you weigh.
There must have been some sort of smack talk between them, or that just came out of nowhere, and that's even more
What happened to
insane.
Fists? Maybe a little kick to the shin.
People have dropped fists and picked up other things these days, it would appear.
Like a burger.
A burger for one, or a gun.
Or just
another.
your whole body.
Or just your whole hunkin' self to pancake on another person, if that's the way you want to go. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from you. It's time for your feedback to join us on the show. And anything is welcome, whether you agree, you disagree, whether you have a take that is completely out of line with every other human being that's hanging out with us today. All of those coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
You're not going to get hit too hard with afternoon traffic at the moment. There's no serious issues really affecting your ride. Just some familiar delays starting to pile up on I-4. You're going to run into some slowdowns getting through that amusement park area, congestion, heading through the city on I-4 near that State Road 408 exit there. But if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got twang.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about Duke's Mayo. It says here it's got twang. That sounds good. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
You know, take a second sometime soon and look around your neighborhood and notice how many more of your neighbors than ever have solar panels up on the roof. It used to be something that people would go, no, I'm not doing that. That looks tacky. And now you realize more and more of your neighbors are not only saving money, they have now the freedom and peace of mind knowing their home is covered in the event of an outage and powered by clean energy from the sun every single day. And if you think you could be next, the company to call is most definitely Solar Installers of Florida. They have been helping homeowners go solar for 17 years, and you might be surprised how affordable that can be. They'll work on financing options with you. They're not going to try and oversell you on your package, and combine that with the current tax credits, you'll be saving money right away and keep doing so year after year. Their team maintains quality. They handle the install, engineering, and permitting all in-house. No outsourcing, no contractors. So if you're wondering still if solar is worth it, stop wondering and find out today. Get a free quote by calling 407-777-5050. That's 407-777-5050, or find them online at solarinstallersoflorida.com.
This earful of real radio is sponsored by Sunset Walk Best of Challenge. Tickets on sale now at sunsetwalk.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Our firm handles hundreds of crash cases involving semi-trucks every year. A crash case involving semis is much different, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can leave lots of money on the table. Many times there is separate insurance for the cab and for the trailer. Sometimes there are actually layers of other insurances and excess insurance that some lawyers may not know about because they don't see that many cases. We see these cases every day. Also, there are federal laws governing the hours a driver may drive in a 24-hour period and logs that are required. A crash case involving a semi-truck is a totally different animal than a simple car crash. We have lawyers who only handle these cases. It's all they do. Rolling the dice with the wrong law firm can be disastrous. Call us on your cell phone at Pound Law, pound 529. It's so easy.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, Florida, solar tax credits are ending soon, so if you've been thinking about going solar, now is the time to act. Electric rates are climbing fast. Protect yourself from future hikes by switching to solar. Solar Source helps you lock in savings and gain energy independence. Plus, solar can boost your home's value instantly and protect your family from power outages. Solar Source has over 40 years in business with over 60,000 installations in Central Florida. They are the company I trust. SolarSource.com. That's SolarSource.com.
Hang tight. On the way momentarily. Okay. Sean, you should play Rapture by Blondie. Decent song. Probably no. I don't know if you guys are on Twitter, X, whatever, but one of the most unhinged things, maybe the person most brain broken by politics is actually watching Keith Olbermann. He has descended in to this angry, groveling creature, a literal manifestation of anger from inside out. He seems to have no enjoyment, no interests in his life other than just talking about dire doomer politics. Yesterday, he told the guy from CNN, Scott Jennings, that he was next, like as in the next target in line, and then deleted that quickly after. He's just unhinged. He went from being prominent on ESPN to MSNBC. When he was on MSNBC, his show was like the big counter-programming to Fox News. And now he just toils in obscurity with a show from nowhere. Nobody wants to work with him. Nobody wants to be near him. To me, it's a sign that, like, very political life is bad for you. It poisons you. Yikes. Yikes. So if a teacher says they are glad that Charlie Kirk was killed, they could be reported. You talk about the report website? I guess you could report anything, but it's not actionable. You could get fired for it, but that's not actionable. The death throes of a career? Yes. I'd love to see a debate between him and Alex Jones. Keith belongs in a padded room. He does. Sean, is there anybody on the right that you think is radical? Yeah, of course. Anybody who is to the right of, let's say, like, even Tucker Carlson, I think, is radical. I think Tucker Carlson has a lot of anti-Semitic opinions. I think Nick Fuentes is absolutely a radical. I think a lot, and by the way, I would uh-oh. I'll get back to it. Oh, we got time. By the way, I would distance myself from all of these people and their opinions, and I agree with them on virtually nothing. I think Charlie Kirk was actually, he was right of center for sure. He was probably maybe a little right of your average Republican voter. I do not think he was a very radical person, which is why I think so many people have been, riled up by this whole thing. But yeah, of course. Ann Coulter, Michael Weiner, aka Michael Savage. There's all sorts of kooks. Alex Jones, all over the place. Okay.
Official NFL Podcast Network.
Everything you love about football is on the iHeartRadio app.
It's knocked away, it's intercepted, picked off. Just search NFL to dive in.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
When good things go bad, bad things make headlines. This
But I'm nowhere near as bad as the man in this next story. Always it'll be like, Sean, scared of the doctor, doesn't want to go to the doctor. I am not scared of doctors. Let me put that out there. I'm not scared of doctors. I am scared of wasting my time. And I am scared of scheduling things for some reason. It's like I just got a haircut finally after needing a haircut for about 2 months. And to get the haircut done took me 10 minutes. And when I left, I was like, why on earth did I wait that long? That's the way I feel about the doctor. I'm like, oh, I got all this stuff going on in my day. I can't make time to do that.
You're not alone in this. And mind you, you're just speaking of your yearly checkup, I imagine, right?
Just
I
in
have
general.
a list of fears where I'm like, I know that once I bring it up to my primary, then I have to schedule and be a new patient for the dermatologist, and then find the dermatologist that accepts my insurance. And by then, everything's reset, and I have to wait until January. It's a nightmare. It should be easier. You're not alone, Sean.
No one should do this. We should all go to the doctor when we have any kind of actual worries about things. But I'm not as bad as this guy, nor are you, Sabrina. This guy had a bit of an issue and refused to go to the hospital for 16 years. For those of you who are watching, here's the minor issue that he had.
His twin was in his neck.
I like how they're blurring out his face as though you in case you might recognize him on the street.
Hang on. Let me put this up as I'm blabbing.
What the hell is that?
I'm going to yap and post. I'm going to put this up on...
Is that a tumor?
Are those
that is a tumor.
pee pads it's under?
That is a tumor. I don't know what's underneath them. Hang on. I got to post this real quick. This man's tumor was bothering him for 16 years, and he refused to go to the doctor. Massive tumor.
It looks like a second head.
Man, it does.
Put ears
it absolutely
and
does.
googly eyes on it, and it's a second head.
This guy did not want to go.
Is that all pus?
He has a hell of an opportunity for Halloween.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it's like a secondary
costume?
head. It's behind his head. There's another entire head that is stretched out. And for 16 years, he refused to go to the hospital, this Russian guy. He had a hulking tumor the size of a head removed from his neck after more than a decade of using failed home remedies to hoping it would go away on its own. The guy staggered around.
So you're saying when it's half that size, but still a massive tumor coming out of your neck, he's like, I still am going to try that apple cider vinegar.
That's what he was doing.
Was it?
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, not apple cider vinegar in particular, but he was trying home remedies like that. But it wasn't something that could be solved that way.
No, look at the size of this thing.
It was a lymphoma that was on this guy, on his neck, on his body, and it was really, really massive.
What's in
Usually, they only get about an inch or two, but they can grow a little further.
Yeah.
No folk remedies will ever help. You got to remove the thing.
Lymphoma sounds like something that Dr. Pimple Popper would work on, but not one this big.
You can't pop that.
Oh, you could try.
A common harmless tumor. I imagine that one is creating some harm, made of fat cells.
Yeah, there's a lot, though. Like the idea that you wouldn't see this.
Yellow stuff inside.
Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit the See It Now section. And then tell me if you would have gone to the doctor before this guy.
I want to see them cut into it.
Squirt that.
I don't think it's pus. I think it's like, I'm getting a little weak. Just thinking about the sentence I was going to say.
We had some really heavy person just sit on that and just...
Oh, the kid from Central. Kalamazoo.
But yeah, have the football players squash that, poke a hole in one end. It's like a watermelon, folks.
That guy probably doesn't know what it's like now to hold up his own head or like move it all the way back.
It must feel good to get that off,
How has he slept?
It's tough. Go take a look at this over on See It Now on thenewsjunkie.com. I also was talking during the break briefly about, I see people quite a bit who I think end up in this spot that I really would agree is just kind of a brain broken spot where politics just kind of ruins your life. It takes over. It becomes your whole personality and makes you angry all the time. And I'm telling you, watching Keith Olbermann deal with everything that's happening right now, he's relegated now just to obscurity on the internet, basically, and posting some like X posts or whatever, or maybe he's got podcasts. But now he's in trouble because he threatened the CNN analyst Scott Jennings by saying, "You're next, MFer." He posted on social media, obviously talking in the wake of Charlie Kirk being shot. "You're next, MFer." And when I saw that, I was like, did he delete it? I went over to his page and, sure as hell, Keith Olbermann had deleted this thing that he posted. But everything on his page, he posted in reply to something. Yeah. And then he deleted it. And everything on his page was just like blood boiling, like vein thrombosis popping out of his head and his neck. And
all hours of the night and day or
24/7. Nothing but it. Buddy. Nothing but it. Just brain broken. The epitome of like, go touch grass, go be outside. everybody take a lesson from this. Even money doesn't fix these things. You can really, really, really get wrapped up in it, and it'll drive you crazy. And watching him do that, I don't know if they'll get him for anything, like for the threat saying you're next or whatever, but certainly it's just it's a breakdown on display for the world. Meanwhile, a teacher is in trouble. Not for what you might think, though. Not for posting anything about politics. No.
Banging a student?
Not for banging a student either. And that's really the go-to, right? Those two things, as of late, would be the reasons why a teacher would get in trouble. No. This teaching assistant has been arrested following a series of disturbances at the high school she works at in Florence, South Carolina. All right? Alexander Lewis, I guess it's a he. Alexander Lewis, 32, faces charges of disturbing schools and malicious injury to property after using a poop spray to mimic the smell of feces. All right? The cops say he bought this online, used it in the last month or so multiple times. The odor reportedly triggered health issues among students and staff, including headaches, nausea, and dizziness. They did an inspection at the school because of this smell, the poop spray that this assistant teacher was spraying around the school for about a month. They did an investigation, an inspection, and it cost the school $55,000.
Okay. You all should have shopped around for the inspection, people.
No.
To check this out.
They said the damage was more than $55,000.
Damage to what?
It's the school's air conditioning system.
Yeah, repair cost to the district, air conditioning, and an inspection for $55,000. Some of the other parents were saying that their kids had asthma issues, et cetera, et cetera. And this guy
looks like a News Junkie fan for sure.
What's that mean? Wait.
Is it very potent spray, or he bought in bulk and every day it would unleash one can?
Here he is. Okay, this is this guy. What do you mean he looks like a News Junkie fan?
Oh, that.
It's just sitting at a table
looks like
here.
5 News Junkie fans.
It says the poop spray the teacher was using cost the campus more than $50,000 in repairs. And he was charged with the following: malicious injury to personal property, interfering with schools, whatever that means, and additional charges. His bond was set at $8,000. So this
so
guy's
was it fart or shart spray? Because I don't understand how it's doing $50,000 in damages.
They don't tell me what brand it is
until it goes away.
It doesn't say what brand it is. It says, in quotes, it says poop spray that this guy was using.
See, if I search for poop spray, though, I think I'm going to find sprays to neutralize the smell of poop.
Well, we want the opposite. Right. We want like the...
these are the oopsie poopsie sprays.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Prank?
We want prank. Poop spray prank. Oh, yeah. Some of the names.
Wet farts, potent stink spray, that one?
Yeah, there's a lot. Why is there a whole...
something that I can get for on sale? $6 that gets delivered within 24 hours is going to cost $50,000.
50 G's.
That's baloney.
$50,000 in damages, says the school, and he's straight up like going to jail over spraying this stuff.
Come on.
So there you go. And a lot of people have done it because if I'm going by, I'll just take one. Liquid Ass is one of the companies. And they have 4.6 stars for that one. 33,000 reviews on their product. 33,000 reviews. Stinky.
Thank you.
Says Reviewer 101. Amazing. So funny to do pranks. Smells like rotten eggs, and the smell stays for a good time, but does go away with Febreze if you want to get rid of it. Buy it. You know you want to.
You hear that? Somebody. Whoever charged that school $50,000?
This spray
Febreze.
magically cleaned my house? I don't know. I don't know how that works necessarily. Easy to use, terrible smell. So this is very, very popular stuff. But if you spray it at school or at work, you could be headed to jail, folks. That could be happening to you. All right, when we come back, we're going to do the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today, I learned to wrap everything up for a Share the Show Tuesday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is The Jim Colbert Show.
And this one victim said, quote, "Our sweet mother, they dismembered her. They sold her shoulders, knees, and feet for profits." I don't even know how I would react, but I will say it would be poorly.
If you found out they sold her head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Folks, that's it. One segment left. Breaking news. Breaking news before we rate the show. Breaking news, big shocker. Ryan Ruth found guilty of attempting to assassinate President Trump. The jury in Florida not letting him off, like we had seen in some other sort of, reactions from verdicts or even grand juries. Ryan Ruth found guilty of attempting to assassinate Trump during the 2024 campaign. Not very surprising. But I do want to know, what's your rating for the show? Out of 10. 10 out of 10 is a real banger. 1 out of 10 is a disaster. We should hit delete on the show right now. Rate the show. Representing yourself in court never goes well? True. I can't think of too many examples where people have been victorious doing it. 7.5, I'll take it. 10 cans of liquid ass out of 10. 8.4 sabotage teleprompters. Definitely an 8. 10 out of 10, a 7. Thank you to K-Wit. Appreciate you. 10 out of 10, 8.7 for the fart spray. What?
You see Ruth convicted on all counts?
Yeah. We'll do that very quickly at the end. All right, folks, I got to go get Today I Learned. I want you to chat amongst yourselves, and I want you to come to a determination of who deserves to be chatter of the day. Hello? Did you guys talk about it? Did we come to a determination? Ladies and gentlemen, they said it couldn't be done. They were wrong. They said she could never pull it off. They were wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, Vicki G, chatter of the day. Vicki G, you did it. You should be proud of yourself. They said you couldn't do it, but you have stepped up, and Vicki G from YouTube has become chatter of the day. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm stunned. I'm shocked. I'm appalled in some ways. I don't remember what she said, but I do remember it was important to the future of humanity in and of itself. Hang on. There we go. Well, thank you, folks. Thank you, Vicki. Thank you all. And God bless you. And may God continue to bless the United States of America. Party's over. Get out of here.
Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff no problem. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get the groceries, and still
didn't hear any audio, but that plane that flew over Moscow, that must have been like ungodly loud over that city, I would imagine.
Yeah, the Antonov planes, they're Ukraine built.
Huh.
They're Ukrainian planes that a lot of them were designed during the Cold War. The biggest one that was ever built was built to transport the Russian space shuttle.
Okay.
Which was very similar to the American space shuttle.
They put it inside of it?
No, it was still on top of it.
Oh, okay.
But it had such a fandom in like aviation, like nerds.
Fandom, yeah.
That if you found out one was gonna be at your local airport, like when they had one at MCO for whatever reason, there were people like going out there like, look, the Antonov whatever is here, you gotta take pictures.
Really?
It's really massive if you watch like a video on it sometime. You know how like the landing gear is like 2 wheels in the front and a couple axles in the back. The rear ones are just
.com, or you can make an office appointment to meet in person at 1401 Town Plaza Court, Winter Springs, Florida. Happy Home Mortgage, NMLS ID 2418348.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Bad breath is a confidence killer. You can have the best outfit, the funniest jokes, but if your breath smells like what you just ate, that's all people remember. Most gums and mints just cover it up. It's like spraying perfume on dirty laundry. Zellman's Minty Mouth is different. It's the functional breath freshener you swallow. Clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions, because your breath should be as fresh as your food. Go to Zellmans.com. That's ZELMINS.com and use code RADIO for 15% off your first order. Zellmans.com.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Global Citizen is the world's largest movement of action takers on a mission to end extreme poverty and defend the planet. Join the movement by downloading the Global Citizen app. Take action on the issues that matter most to you, from climate change to education, and track your impact with daily goals. Every action you take brings us closer to real change and unlocks access to exclusive rewards, from concert tickets to once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Together, we're ending extreme poverty, one action at a time. Download the Global Citizen app now. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
Save every day at Headquarter Hyundai. We've dropped prices on acres of new Hyundais. Visit headquarterhyundai.com.
When good things go bad, bad things make headlines. This is the new.
Make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Share the Show Tuesday. Thank you for being with us today. We got a lot of work to do after the show for the roast event coming up on October 30th. Going to find out a couple of things and get some questions answered for everybody, so we know everything you can expect at this event. We will talk about that tomorrow a bit on the show as we gear up for what's going to be a real fun time. And you can still grab tickets over at thenewsjunkie.com/roast while I give you this news that's just coming through. The man accused of attempting to assassinate President Trump, that was the guy who was in the bushes on the golf course?
Yes.
Ruth. He was found guilty on all counts. On all counts. People over on chat saying, does it ever work out when you represent yourself? It doesn't seem like it does. Not many cases. But this guy, Ryan Ruth, 59 years old, accused of attempting to kill Donald Trump as the former and future president played a round of golf on his Florida course last year, has been found guilty of all the charges against him. And that includes attempted assassination of a major presidential candidate and 4 other charges. He'll be behind bars for a very, very long time.
It said that the jury only took 2 hours to deliberate, which for this case and just judging by the facts and him representing himself, was about an hour and a half longer than I thought it would take.
Yeah, that's true.
There
But
was probably a lunch in there or something.
There was some stuff going on with juries and grand juries in particular where it looked like things were getting a little partisan, where it was like, well, we know that technically the guy who threw the sandwich at the ICE officer or the feds in D.C., I think it might have been, that person technically broke the law. But the people on the grand jury were like, nah, we're not gonna toss anything at this person as far as a crime goes. And there were a couple other examples of that going on. And it was like, well, how radical can this go? Would somebody say, well, you tried to assassinate the president, but we're not going to find you guilty on these charges?
Involved. I feel like sandwich versus gun should be very clear.
Obviously, I'm saying these are very, very different things. But I'm saying I think there was some interest certainly on my behalf, as to how political were juries going to get moving forward. In this extreme case of Ryan Ruth, the juries did not side with him. Very quickly found that he was guilty on all counts. Trump says this.
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
It can only good happen.
We know now.
Just don't take Tylenol.
Here we go. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
And confirmation saying both Sinclair and Nexstar will not be airing Jimmy Kimmel Live tonight. There are conversations still going on. Nexstar and Sinclair stations cover about 25% of the country, meaning 1/4 of Americans won't be able to watch Kimmel tonight on their local ABC. We'll see what happens. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Today I learned this band right here. Fallout Boy. Fallout Boy is right. Yes, indeed. The band Fallout Boy was named after a character on The Simpsons. It was Radioactive Man's sidekick. A fan in the crowd at one of their shows, the second one ever, shouted the name out. They said, "Why are you being Fallout Boy?" And they're like, okay.
That's our name, bros.
It worked out well for him. This is a catchy-ass song. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see